It is, of course, round 11, and today you can find us at the Maffra Showgrounds, a big all-important clash between the Eagles and the Maroons. And the Eagles, while they might be in unfamiliar territory, but this side on class is still, on paper, is all class. Haven't quite got it together, but it's certainly a cutthroat game for them. Traralgon, though, a huge loss last week against the Tigers, and this could just about be their last chance as well. Season on the line for these two sides. Who will it be? It's going to be a great game of football. My name's Daryl Cooling. Joining me is my co-caller, and his name is Rob Popplestone. Poppy, a very good afternoon to you.
Hello, Scott. Hello, Gippsland. Really looking forward to this game. I may have prematurely anticipated the demise of Maffra during the course of this year.
You might
and I think a lot of clubs were waiting for the opportunity to bully them like they've been bullied by this great side over the last few decades. But all of a sudden, there's still a little bit of life in this old team, and I've got a funny feeling they might have this game within their grasp. I'm tipping with my heart rather than my head. So I'm going to go with Traralgon by 7 points.
All right, and great to have your company, of course, Nick Lucchino, for Carpet Country.
G'day, Scott. G'day, team. Great listeners. For me, I'm looking forward to a great game. This is the rise of Maffra, so I'm with Maffra today.
Margin?
I think Maffra by 21 points, Scott.
21, and of course, no one stats man in the business, as we've just found out in the pre-game's name's Paul Carter. Good afternoon.
Thanks, Daryl, and listeners and boys. And looking forward to this game for sure. I think the battle of the midfield is really going to determine this. I think Traralgon might just have the edge there, so Maroons by about 15.
So I'm going to go with Maffra by 2 points this afternoon, as both sides are about to get things underway. The two ruckmen, well, it'll be young Hamilton for the Maroons up against Will Fleming. In the middle of the ground, it looks to be Matt North for the Maroons, in there with Corey Stockdale and Mark Collison. It's a pretty handy midfield group, but equally, just as important in the middle, it is for Maffra. They got the Carboys, Ed and Alex, and one John Butcher.
What's he doing in
the middle of the ground? The key forward.
Is he in there for the first bounce and then goes down to key forward position, I'd imagine?
I reckon, because Danny Butcher starts forward, and I reckon that's exactly how it will be.
So, are they just trying to release a tag? Do we think that Danny Butcher would have been tagged, or is this something that just want to try early on?
Well, first quarter action's about to get underway from the Maffra Showgrounds, and up high was Hamilton, got a hand on it. Collison tried to get the one on the outside. Here's Butcher. First handball away, nice, neatly done. Out to his run out there, and his brother in Danny. Although his handball went in the direction of Traralgon, and Collison gave it to North by hand, and then they got seized on. Maffra now, get the football through, Carr, an up and under type of kick. It got to centre half forward. Collison's worked busy early. Off the back there was Johnson for the Maroons. Are under pressure. A rush kick from Traralgon goes towards the wing area, but Maffra's got awesome numbers, and it lands in the hand of Alex Carr. Gets around one. Now drives his right foot into it. No one down there. And although dropping the mark was Hourigan, under some pressure, got a handball to North. Now he's wrapped up in a strong tackle. That one from Gravener. Ball comes out, though, in the favour of the Maroons through Ambler. His kick was turned over, and Alex Carr has it.
So Carr, just from outside 50, outer side of the ground, sees an opportunity in the corridor. Can he find his teammate Wed searching for? Not finding Bro in Ed. And the ball spills outside of defensive 50 now. Group of 3 or 4 players around that ball. The umpire, you'd assume, will take control. Guess what? That's what he does, Nick Lucchino.
Yeah, funny setup here for either side. Hourigan's playing a loose man down Maffra's forward line as well, so that leaves Hudson Holmes on his own at the other end. So, funny little setup there.
Collison from a stoppage, and a free kick's going the way of Maffra. Now, I tell you, this man's been busy early. Alex Carr, he's got a thumping right foot from 55, unloads, it hasn't got the distance. Last line, Hourigan. Well, he's done that time and time again in season 2021, and he got a fist on it, and he rushed it through for a minor score to open things up here this afternoon for round 11.
Just short of the 2-minute mark, Albert fourth with score, Maffra one behind.
So Hourigan brings the ball back in, finds his teammate there in the big fella. And I speak of Stevenson, who gave it off to Collinson. They got some run going down the grandstand side. Lucky feeds it off, and they go towards right half forward flank, finding Corey Stockdale, who in the pocket finds his teammate in Best, his captain, his coach, who should nail this, and across the face of goal, the minor score. To go bingo, boys, we're back with you in the opening couple of minutes of this first quarter. Game of the afternoon on Gippsland Live. We've played just 2 minutes.
1 point apiece, and Maffra get this out of their defensive 50. Here's Channing, spins around on the tackle, got a handball out there to Reed. He goes further afield, and his teammate kicks along the wing in a searching long one to Thomas Gray, but didn't quite mark it, and it was fall over the line. by Yench.
Yeah, Mathers Ground's perfect for Traralgon's game style. They like to chip the ball around and really move it in transition. And they just did then, just before Best kicked that point, the transition from back to forward was pretty
The Eagles are pressing forward, aren't they? So on the rebound, they need to work back, and they're going to have to do that right now, Scott, as the Traralgon side goes forward.
Yeah, through Hamilton, who just took it out of the ruck. Best was able to swoop it on the top of the 50. Squares one laterally to McMahon. He's got a bit of space to room. He kicks from 49. As he come from right to left, not enough. Another minor score. 2 gettable goals early. One from McMahon, the other one from Best.
Traralgon in the lead, 2 points to 1 on the LV Forklifts forward, 3 minutes played.
So Maffra will bring the ball back in through Hutz. He'll come grandstand side. The option is a one-on-one one. Nailed to the ground by McMahon. Maffra at ground level. Tackle without the ball? No. Dropping the ball as Farley lays a good tackle, and it was on Tom Jolly. So Farley will get this free kick, and McMahon wants a cheap one off him. No, he won't get it.
50
50-metre penalty. Now that is absolutely... well, I'll let you guys say, because that particular umpire asked me to be nice to him before the game because he reckons I've been a bit harsh.
Okay, well,
Thatcher was on the mark.
Thatcher was the one chasing around the back. And he was staying with McMahon because he was trying to get the cheapie. What more can the defender do?
I'll tell you what happens, though, as a result of all of that. Importantly, Liam Farley gets the first major score of the afternoon. Traralgon shoot away to a 7-point lead, and we've played just on 4 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit concerned about the pace from Maffra of Traralgon's side at the moment too. There are smaller players, and especially Jackson McMahon. He's been hot early, but even it's the coach as well. He's been on fire early down their forward line as well. So Maffra just needed to tighten a little bit up. They've had their opportunities, but it's only early days.
7-point lead to Traralgon at the 4.5-minute mark of the first quarter. LV Forklifts scoreboard 1-2-8 Traralgon. Maffra 1 behind.
Butcher remains in the centre, but he's not involved in the ruck work, surprisingly enough, and Hamilton for Traralgon gets the tap at a ground level again. Has been the case for quite a number of times. Get their hands on the ball first, but Traralgon have fought well. Interestingly enough, as Traralgon get a free kick, that there was only one Traralgon forward in their forward 50. And they're going to go forward 50 now, but McMahon waits. He's been busy, hasn't he, in his return?
Yep.
Kicks inside, looking for Best. Best couldn't get rid of his opponent, and therefore couldn't take the mark. Pills to ground. They've got winners on the ground. One of those is North. Kicks to the danger spot, but reading it nicely is Maffra defender, and I speak of Fleming, who's pushed back as a good ruckman should.
Yeah, he handled it on, though, to Reid, who was able to run out, got it out wide, and just copying one across the bush there was Daniel O'Brien.
50th goal.
Yeah, fair enough too.
Or is it Harry Gravener? It might be the youngster, the first gamer, who's up the ground. I think it is young Harry, as it's on the far side of the ground. He chips it over the top, looking for Thatcher, who marks and just cop ones around the ears for good measure as well.
That was very similar to what just happened to Gravener then, and the same umpire let it go.
So Thatcher has it too far out to score. He's 60 metres out. The umpire says, let's straighten you up because you're having a shot. I guarantee you 100% he won't be having a shot.
You'd think Butcher would be the target here, but he's not providing much movement at this stage.
So Thatcher goes with a kick to the short pocket, over the spoil, over the back there from Connor Little of Traralgon, put it over the boundary line.
And what that does too then, when the umpire does that with the player with the ball outside 50, it allows just the opposition players to get inside and clog it up, just like they did then.
7-point margin in favour of Traralgon. They're in their defence at the moment, are the Maroons.
They are 30 metres from the Maffra goals, and the ruck work's going to be done by the big fella from Maffra, and that's Petro. He didn't get a handle on the ball. Busy bodies at the fall of the ball. Still 35 metres from home. Bit of feeling behind the players. Traralgon try to bully Maffra. You don't see many sides even trying that, especially against Maffra in the last couple of decades, but it's sort of been obvious, from my eye anyway, as the ball's kicked forward by Hamilton from a standing start towards the left half-back flank. No players are able to keep that ball in. There'll be a boundary throw-in at that exact spot out of sight of the ground. Traralgon out of trouble momentarily and leading 1-2 to 1 behind.
Boxer, the famous gum tree, is where the boundary throw will take place.
Yeah, it's very renowned to, we did the night games here. That was the thing that we had to establish where they were.
Lit up like a beacon it was.
Absolutely.
The ball comes back in. Fleming tried to tap it down to his runners. Here's young Gravener again. Nice little handle out to Renoy. Drives it inside forward 50, but Hurrigan in front of Butcher.
He's playing well, isn't he?
He's in great form. He'd be one of the best in the comp in the defending stakes, you'd think. as he goes short, spearing past to Hamilton, got one over the shoulder and a free kick.
And I can see what's happening there. Hourigan's waiting for Butcher to come back. So that's exactly, I think, why Hourigan is on his own.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say
Well,
it.
the umpire again tries to straighten him up, come around your mark, but if you take a step, you just call play on. Hamilton, though, kicks it towards the wing area. No one there for the Maroons except for Fleming was there for Mafra. And he was able to go up and take the uncontested mark in the end. So on the wing, handballs out the back to, is it Hudson Holmes? Comes inboard to Geishan. He's just on the half-forward flank now. Decides to come backwards right to the middle of the ground. Here's Cade Renoy. He's got a runner in on the far side. It's Butcher. He's worked really hard. He goes inboard first to Reid. And Reid decides to run straight through the centre of the ground and drive it into centre half-forward area. And Collison goes back, takes the mark for the Maroons.
Yeah, read that nicely, like quarterback and goes short to the ruckman and Hamilton. They feed it off the handball. They've got a string going and the wave ends up with Connor Ambler. Dances around a couple inside the centre square, then kicks to right half-forward flank. There's some space at the back and Farley knows it too. Knocks it in front of him. He's kicked one, can he kick two? Picks it up nicely. Doesn't really get enough meat on that ball and therefore it doesn't get the target that he wanted and it dribbles through for a minor score again.
It's that transition play again from Traralgon. They really moved the ball well then too, and Farley did a great job. He was 3 against 1.
Sorry, Paul, just a quick turnover out of the kick out of full back areas. North swooped on it, tried to get it to Stockdale, who couldn't take the mark, and now we have that stoppage.
LB Falkner scoreboard. Traralgon 8-point leaders at the 9-minute mark. 1-3-9 to Mafra 1 behind.
Caught up with Rob Musto, the bloke that leads LV Falkners. Good bloke, good player too in his day. Caught up with him at the Traralgon reunion last week.
Super star he is, Rob.
He was indeed, as this bloke is too. Collison from a standing start, 45 out. Top of the square, Jake Best got rid of his opponent, but couldn't get hands on the ball, and it spills over the boundary line just metres from James Hutt's fist.
Yeah.
And just metres from Traralgon's goals. They're kicking to the right of radio. That is Traralgon. They're 1-3-9, and Mafra are 1 behind.
Ball comes back into play at ground level. McDonald works hard to put on some pressure. And a free kick's going to go in the way of Traralgon. It's going the way of Happy. McDonald have called it a throw. And that's what you want from your small forward. You want him working hard and having shots on goal, and he'll do exactly just that at about the 10-minute mark of this first quarter. McDonald comes in. Slide angle, only 25 metres out from goal. Right behind it, and it goes straight through the middle, and that's just what young Jeffrey McDonald wants.
Yeah, we definitely know why.
2 free kicks right in front of goal.
And that's what's going to hurt you all day, every day. But the thing is, it's just the pace of Traralgon at the moment. It's really putting Mafra to the sword at the minute. I've just noticed in the background too, I reckon Mitch Bennett's just carrying a little injury. When they've pressed up, when Traralgon have pressed enough, he's still happy to sit back and in his...
Not that normal speed in the league.
He hasn't got that zip in his feet at the moment. He's starting in the goal scorer as well. So some little worrying signs at the moment for Mafra.
Mafra are trailing by 14 points, 10 minutes into the first quarter.
So ball thrown down, Hamilton. Sorry, Scott got excited. Collison got the ball. He's excited. Kicks to the advantage of Neocleus, who couldn't quite get a handle on the pressure from Butcher. Was enough for him to lose the ball, and the turnover didn't take place because the tackle from Traralgon was pretty good. Man down centre of the square.
It looks like Carr.
And it looks like Ed Carr, who's been busy. Well, he's on his haunches. I reckon he had the wind knocked out of him. As Hamilton flies high for the ball, Traralgon at ground level, edge it forward, maybe a hit to the head. Can see the blood coming from the forehead of Carr. Didn't see what happened. Might have to watch the replay on that one as the ball goes towards the outer side of the ground. The race is on. Who wins the race? It's Luke Johnson. Dances around one, gives ground to Ambler. Ambler gives ground, keeps possession. Harrigan's kick, well, it was Paul. And it goes out of play on the full. The free kick will be taken by Mafra's Dylan Alexander.
It's a massive loss there for Mafra too. We hope he's all right as well. He might have been a bit dazed, so the concussion rule may even kick into play here, and might be a big loss there for Mafra if it does.
So Alexander goes to the shallow pocket. Petro takes the nice mark on his chest. He's got Bennett on the lead. In the pocket again. Over the shoulder. No, the umpire didn't see it. And
it was over the shoulder, okay.
It certainly was. It
Here he comes again.
180. The young fella. Tell you what, this guy, when you're talking about best on ground for Gippsland Isuzu, Sam Considine from Mafra is clearly best on ground this afternoon. He's delivering us food all afternoon in the commentary box. He's an absolute legend up here in the Mafra circles. As they go forward again, can they get some inspiration from Sam out of this forward thrust? Ball's in dispute, top of the square it is. Lots of players around it. And we'll have a ball up. We've gone 12 and a half minutes. The margin sits at 14 points. It's 2-3-15 Traralgon. Mafra are one behind.
And Big Butcher is going to take the ruck work in the square for Mafra. Can he get a hand on the ball? No, he couldn't. A quick kick. Left foot kick by the experienced Mafra. Forward in Butcher's offline. Thought he got the first major for his side, but unfortunately offline. But they edge closer, Paul Carter.
It's two behinds to Mafra, trailing by 13 points. Traralgon 2-3-15. LB Forklifts scoreboard, 13 minutes played.
Well, Traralgon bring it in. They get it outside their 50. He's under pressure from Petro, and he just ran too far.
Oh,
they said.
No.
Petro plays on quickly, drives it in. Butcher's the target. He flies behind. Couldn't get a handle on it. Down there at ground level was Danny Butcher. He got wrapped up. Umpire says no opportunity. We'll ball it up. 13 minutes in.
I think with Mafra too, they're just going to work out. Traralgon pushing numbers back inside their 50. They might have to just move that ball around in different avenues.
Hamilton got a hand on it. Numbers in favour of Traralgon. Jackson McMahon took on the tackler. Squeezed one out to Ewan Williams. He just puts it on the boot, tries to get it outside defensive 50. He does well, but Mafra's got some numbers in the middle. Here comes Hutz the other way. Took him on, then put it back inside. Top of the square it goes. And over the back, Petro, there'll be a free kick. I think it's going to go the Eagles' way.
Bennett, is it?
It will be either Petro or Bennett. I think you'll find it'll be Petro. He had his eyes on the football as he went up, just got impeded with as the guy came back, not looking at the football, and Petro has to put this through just to have a bit of a steadier in the opening quarter. Couple of steps, waste no time, and misses. From 25 out, Paul Carter.
Three behinds, 3 points to Mafra. The difference is now two straight goals. Traralgon 2-3-15.
So Traralgon bring that ball back into play, and on the end of it is Tate Marsh, just outside defensive 50. There's a couple of short options inboard. Go the safe option along the line. He does that. Grandstand wing side, follow the ball, nicely roped, and here they go. McDonald in the 1-2 with Williams. Williams draws one, and Connor Ambler also does the same, and then kicks short. Maybe not the best option. North will give to McDonald. Usually dangerous. Can he get rid of his opponent? He can, but only just. Can he get rid of the ball? He can, but only just as well. And Mafra pick it up. They got the numbers around the ball. Can they ease some pressure? They can. Thomas Gray couldn't find a target, and it spills over toward Daniel Reid, who goes inside forward 50. And I tell you what, they're not afraid to ball a free kick inside forward 50 at this stage.
I just don't want the whistle to cost to take over the game today as well.
Max Lucky feeds off quickly to McMahon, who provided an option. He kicks to the leading Best. It wasn't a good option because Best wasn't sitting in the car park, and that's where the ball landed out of play on the full.
You know, it's funny too. Best has been I've been watching Best when in transition. He's been able to lose Reid every single time, so they've just been a bit wary of that.
Well, Hudson Holmes cleared it, switched it out wide. Petro's working hard. We know he'll do that all afternoon. Nice little neat kick over the top. And he found a teammate in Tom Jolly, who I believe won Mr. Mafra a couple of weeks ago in the social function of theirs.
Nice for a one-hander.
Absolutely big specky. Thatcher was the one who got up. He's on the wing area. Looks to come inboard. No option there. They do trial at the moment. That's a nice kick, and it lands in the hands of Grosvenor. They didn't quite pay it. Quick kick there was from Alexander to get it inside forward 50. Yench left his opponent. Had a bit of a touch on the footy, and that's what you need to do. The impact was good. Back to McMahon. Chip kick over the top to North. And Maroons will steady as they switch it up towards Lee Stockdale.
So Stockdale now, top of the square, drop what he should have taken. Second player to do that in just a moment, one from either club. And his disposable was absolutely deplorable, and it cost his side dearly as Dylan Alexander picks up the crumbs, steadies, and finds the big sticks for the Eagles first of the afternoon.
Yeah, good reward there too. I'm just going to go back to, they got a great goal there, and I know that's a great reward, but young Mitchie Bennett, he just seems a little bit out of sorts or confidence, or is injured because his efforts inside 50 were a little bit questionable, but you know, Alexander was fantastic then, chipped off a mistake, and a great goal there too.
And on the LB Forklifts scoreboard, it's a 6-point margin now. Traralgon leading 2-3-15 to 1-3-9.
Well, that was a steadier that they needed. The Eagles, I think it's been played reasonably even at the moment. I wouldn't say that anyone's really on top.
Seeing what the inside 50s are. I think they'll be pretty even.
10-8, Mafra as well.
Yeah, free kicks.
Free kicks, 3-4, Traralgon.
Yeah, reasonably even. Butcher this time does take the ruck duty. He's got a handle on it. Didn't have the football. Free kick will go in the way of, is it Lee Stockdale in the middle, or is it Ambler? No, it's actually Neocleus. So Harvey Neocleus to get some time in the middle of the ground. His kick, though, is a poor one. Turned over. Channing had it. Gave it to Hudson Holmes. Drives it down the wing area. Danny Butcher there. Yench comes again. Couldn't quite impact it enough to get it over the boundary line. And the inboard kick goes towards Thatcher. Lee Stockdale has to come and help. Wins it. Handballs to the run of McMahon. That's Tom. Then to Yench by hand. He goes by foot now and gets it out wide to Marsh, who's got a little bit of space in front of him. Takes the grass and kicks the half forward for the Maroons, but it's turned over. And this time it's Patch Adams, and Davey Adams has it.
He does too from the half-back line, goes searching inside the corridor, finds his teammate in Double H, Hudson Holmes. In turn goes short also. Nicely done. Andrew Petro would want to make more of this disposal than his last. He goes to Butcher, and just outside 50, Butcher finds Thomas Thatcher. So from 65 metres out, they've looked pretty good. The Eagles, they're called to play on now, dances around his opponent and then gets himself into trouble. Does Thatcher. Handball over the top from Channing. Can't find a teammate. Yes, it can. I spoke too early. Butcher feeds off. A shot from goal from almost impossible angle. And that's reflected in the result. Out of play on the full. The free kick will be taken by Traralgon. Last line of defence, Connor Little.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. I didn't mind the way Mapra were working the ball around because of the numbers that Traralgon had inside 50, but the finish just wasn't there.
Short kick went to Collison. They gave it back there to Lee Stockdale. Drives it outside his 50, but a strong towering mark from the ruckman of Mapra in Will Fleming. So Fleming now 60 metres out. Goes towards the forward area. Petro's the target again. Traralgon got some numbers back. They just fall back in front of Petro, and this one was North.
Some good news for Mapra too, Scott, that Ed Carr's been taped up and ready to come back on the ground.
He's tough. Those following the earlier game, Timmy Sexton didn't have a touch in the reserves.
And he looked woeful, to be honest.
Certainly best on ground in the warm-up, and that's what he'll be telling everyone as the ball's inside Mafra's forward 50. Almost slow motion at the moment as North gets hold of it. Traralgon again have given it up. North's kick was poor, cut off again, and the Traralgon player responsible for that was Connor Little. It's pretty scrappy at the moment. Kicks to a 2-on-1 contest. Jake Best from centre-half forward. Guess what? At centre-half back. A kick around the body. Gains 55 metres. Lucky gets a bounce. Bounces around 2. Is he going to back himself in from 60? He is. Is he going to make the distance? I'm not sure. Just offline. Finds the boundary, which may have been an okay option because now they've got a 50-50 contest just metres from the Traralgon goals. Traralgon 2-3-15. Mafra 1-3-9. They played nearly 20 minutes of this first quarter.
Wouldn't it have been good to see 6 bounces?
I just think the softer ground just didn't help it either.
It took a leg break too, which was a little bit unfortunate, but it is in Traralgon's forward 50. Best took the ruck work over the back. Lee Stockdale was there. Squeezed a handle out the back. Kick around the body was from the Oakleys. High away from goals. It's not going to even make the distance in the end. Comes to ground level. Williams was there. Good work by Hutz to get a handball over the top, and Mafra will be away. The old 1-2 handball, except Renoy left it behind. Allows Williams to come in. He squeezed a handball off. North lowered the eyes. McDonald couldn't mark it. Bouncing around inside forward 50. Now it gets released. Gravener got shoved in the back. Play on to the umpire.
Nice.
And great kick. McMahon spot up Reid. And Reid for Traralgon will go back directly in front and have a shot on goal.
Because haven't we seen some errors inside 50 from both sides? And again, they were lucky the first time that Happy didn't cut the first kick off, and then now we've found it in the hands of Daniel Reid, who's 30 metres out directly in front.
First quarter action brought to you by Latrobe Valley Forklifts and Gippsland's Wacker Noyson as the Maroons lead it by 6 points, and Daniel Reid comes in directly in front, 40 metres out. Umpire doesn't have too much of an issue, and he puts it through the middle.
It's a great little finish there too. I just didn't know the run-in style looked a little bit awkward, and he got pretty close to the man on the mark, but he did poke at it, but this time he did find it go over the umpire's head.
And on the LB Forklift scoreboard, Traralgon have got back that 2-goal lead. They are 12 points in front at the 21-minute mark of the first quarter. 3-3-21 to Mafra at 1-3-9.
And I'll just quickly go around the grounds thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture in the AFL. It's nearly half-time, and it's the Giants who's got a good, comfortable lead here. 5-6-36, they lead Melbourne 2-5-17.
In the ruck, Thomas Hamilton for Traralgon will be up against Butcher or Fleming. No, it's Fleming. Although both ruckmen, big players anyway for Mafra in the centre square. Farley came in late, took Butcher with a body. Butcher doesn't mind. And it was a nicely done too, it was, by Hamilton. But anyway, the free kick gets Traralgon's way, and Collison goes forward again. Jake Best dropped what he should have taken. He gets a second go at it. A throw is called. at ground level, and will go, well, wait a minute, it's going to go Traralgon's way. I thought he was calling it against Traralgon. I didn't think Maffra were anywhere near it.
No.
I didn't think. Anyway, Collison, top of the square. Not a great option. 1 on 3. Out the back. Don't tell me. No play-on's the call. I thought Traralgon Ford may have stolen it. The umpire comes in and says, I'll ball it up. Max Lucky is capable of taking a big, strong mark in pack conditions, and I thought he might have stole one right then.
No, I agree. As the umpire then let it go. The ball up inside, right at the top of the square. Big spoil out there from Fleming. Comes to ground. It was a car. That was Alex. Kicked it out wide. Outside is for 50. Butcher was there. The spoil comes from Hourigan. And Hourigan and Butcher just have a bit of a bumpity bump as the ball goes out of bounds.
I think Butcher wants to put a bit of a physical imprint on this, especially if he's getting frustrated by Hourigan. He's probably a bit underrated, this bloke, but he's got a great vertical leap. He's strong hands. He backs himself in, and he's capable of going with any player in this competition.
Well, not from us. He's not underrated. We rate him very highly. And the ball came back in. It's not going anywhere. The umpire will do it again.
Yeah, Scott, I just want to give you a quick score from a North Gippy game. It's Hayfield taking on Yallourn North. Hayfield.
Go.
6-2-38 to Yallourn North 1 point.
Well, they plucked another free kick out, and Traralgon had it, and they put it inside forward 50, and Best takes the mark. So, sorry to interrupt you there, Boxer.
Yeah, it's in the back, mate.
And there's another free kick going the other way.
Yeah, he's caught it in the back.
And they're pushing the back. So Reid had it and kicks it close to the boundary line. Traralgon are going to reload and go again. Lee Stockdale's the one. It goes, and, well, Happy wasn't going to compete with Hutt. It was
yes, he
down
is.
from behind.
Yes, he is.
Well, I'm not sure it's Happy, but he was enough just to put him off and holding the ball from Jake Best as he ran down Hutt from behind. And he'll get a chance to have a shot on goal.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Best he had before the game, but he has been moving and he's done a lot of things, great things inside 50, and that rundown was just fantastic.
99 times out of 100.
He'll put it through, and the 99 times occurs. He's put it straight through the middle, get his first of the afternoon, Jake Best.
And it's funny, they've kicked now their 4th goal for the day, and I think there was only 2 goals kicked in the reserves game at that end, so they've busted the trend, and a 4-goal start kicking to the City End, we'll call it, is a great start to Traralgon.
And that takes into an 18-point lead on the LB Forklift scoreboard. 24-minute mark in the first quarter. Traralgon 4-3-27, leading Maffra 1-3-9.
Interesting that update you gave us, Yallourn North and Hayfield, of course. Don't forget Rosedale had the jump on Yallourn North last week at quarter time.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any wind factor. Last week there was definitely a wind factor. Today there is definitely, it's a perfect day for footy. It's just a damn cold.
Yeah, exactly right. And we're seeing a good game of footy at the moment with both sides having their opportunities. Traralgon making the most of theirs just at the moment. Fleming gets the tap down. Can he find it? Teammate, he can't. Centre breaks will be interesting at quarter time. They get the break this time towards half-forward flank. I reckon well positioned there was McMahon. That's Thomas type who couldn't take the mark. Maffra being caught with ball and all, and there'll be a ball up by our central umpire. They're 60 metres from home, Maffra, kicking to the left of your radio and trying desperately to get closer. And this free kick paid to Maffra, to Fleming in that ruck contest, will do just that. Handball's off, nicely done to Holmes. Goes inboard, all too easy to Carr. That's Ed Carr. He was a bloke that came off with the blood rule. Now he's a bloke that needs to find a target. Can he? He can't. The lead was on, but outnumbered 3-1. The ball will be held in. The umpire will come in and take control. They've edged closer. They're 40 metres from their goals. They're trailing. Maffra, the home side, 1-3 to Traralgon. 4-3.
So ruck duties goes in the way of Petro, although Traralgon have got some numbers. North with the one handball away from the stoppage area. No one out there as a teammate, so Butcher picked it up and then his handball missed the target. And it will go over for a boundary throw in. 26.5 minutes gone, the margin 18 points in favour of the Maroons.
I just watched that entry coming in there before with Maffra. I was watching Butcher and Bennett working in together. They didn't lead, they were just stagnant. There was no real deliberate movement inside their 50.
Can they get something from the stoppage? Although Traralgon have been good around the clearances. Collison gave it to Matt North, who kicked it high, and just slipping over Farley allowed David Adams to take the uncontested mark. He goes to centre half forward. Will it get over the top of Stockdale? Not quite. Good little tap to McMahon. Now back to Corey. He goes inboard to North. Handballs quickly. The run through the middle is from the big fella there in Lee Stockdale. Drops it in, and Best goes up and takes the mark over Reid. And as you said, Boxer, he is lively.
Yeah, he started superbly at the moment, but I'm struggling a bit here. Scott, I've got a cramp in me right, I've got my right calf.
Oh, God. I can't do this.
I'm working too hard today.
Well, for Carpet Country, Nick Machino has gone down to the calf at the 27-minute mark of the first quarter. And I guess you are helping dreams become a reality boxer. There's Jake Best directly in front, looking for the second. On its way. Umpire, do not move. He's got 2. Terrell got 5.
Thanks, Poppy.
Just had to give him a stretch.
That was a great goal. He really is. He's been really up and about in his whole first quarter. I just can't get the breath back at the moment because
I didn't even see the goal. You're on the ground with your leg in the air.
I did see his kick though. I did see the kick, and it was a great goal.
And a 24-point lead at the 27-minute mark of the first quarter to Traralgon. 5-3, 33 the Maroons on the LB Forklift scoreboard. Mafra 139.
If anyone was looking into the commentary box, I was on my knees with his leg around my shoulder, stretching as hard as I could. Nick was grunting and groaning, as the Eagles are right now because they're under pressure. Butcher, back to Fleming it goes. Traralgon are busy around the contest, aren't they? Free kick, Traralgon's way.
4 or 5 players are out.
They're just swarming at that contest at the moment. It's paying dividends, isn't it, too, as the big guy for Traralgon in Jake Van der Warden has the ball, gives to Collison, who goes inside forward 50 towards Best, and why wouldn't you? He's been one of the forwards best today for Traralgon. A kick around the body. I reckon it could have been Ambler. Hits the behind upright, so therefore out of play, just centimetres from the behind. Traralgon again kicking to the right of your radio and leading at the moment by 4 straight goals.
Those worrying signs again for Mafra. It's that scoring efficiency they've had for the whole year. Again, they're only 1-3 for the quarter.
Well, dangerous spot. Ball comes in short. Working hard with Fleming. Best just grabbed it out of that road. It got dumped in the tackle. Play on, said the umpire. Here comes Alex Carr crashing his way through. The umpire said no opportunity. And we'll ball it off. Big moment this afternoon brought to you by Monacellas. Grab the Jack Daniels 700ml Wild Turkey 700ml for only $43. We've had a big moment in the box a couple of moments ago. Box has gone down with a cramp.
Can I just say to everyone that's sent me text messages, I'm okay.
He's okay.
I'm okay.
He's back and he's okay as this ball comes back outside. Free kick. Surely got to go the way of Traralgon in
Butcher undisciplined. I know he's firing up and he wants to get physical. You just got to find your time.
So McMahon is the one of the free kick. Best goes into the shallow pocket. They look towards the middle of the ground. Now he goes back towards the boundary line where Best can reset and go again. Big pack form. And Huts will spoil it over for a boundary throw. And they're under enormous pressure at the Mafra defence at the moment. They trail by 24 points.
Yeah, they're going to have to make some moves shortly. I think the Reid-Best matchup needs to be reviewed, or we just, stick with him and, play all the confidence you can in them both. I don't know.
Who else have you got, Boxer? Give us a solution to your problem.
I don't know if James Huts has got the pace to go with him or not, but I don't think he's the matchup for at the moment. You've just got to
team him.
Yeah.
No, I think it's in the middle of the ground as the siren sounds for quarter time, and Poppy alluded to it a couple of moments ago. It is the swarming midfielders of the Maroons that are just putting pressure on the Mafra Eagles, and they outscored them that quarter by 4 goals. They lead it 5-3-33 Traralgon, leading Mafra 1-3-9. It is quarter time. You're listening to Gippsland Live, and it's all for Harvey Norman Electrical. Gippsland, be warm at home with the Sunbeam Feel Perfect Micro Plush Heater Throw at only $89 at your local Harvey Norman Electrical store.
The roar of the crowd, the final siren, and an ice-cold beer. Monacellas and the footy go together like a meat pie and sauce. Get into the game with these amazing specials. Grab Jack Daniels 700ml and Wild Turkey 700ml for just $43. VB 30 can blocks for 56.
33, Mafra 139. Paul Carter's gone through all the key stats for you in that quarter of football. Thanks to Gippsland Ozuza, the new D-Mac is born to live and born to tow. Available at Gippsland Ozuza, LMCT 10285.
Well, Tom Hamilton certainly showed that he can hold his own in the route with 90 doubts in that quarter. Fleming came back with some late to also have 9. Mafra have had 4 players have had hit-outs with Petro Hudson, John Muncher also doing that as well. 6 disposals to Hudson Holmes leads away from Mafra, 5 each to Cade Renoy and Alex Carr. Ed Carr 4, he's been off the ground for a little bit, and we'll get back to the others afterwards. But the difference here is Traralgon, Mark Collison 11 disposals, Matt North 10, Jackson McMahon 8, 5 each to Connor Amber and Corey Stockdale. I think that sort of tells the difference there.
Yeah, it certainly does. Of course, Nick Boxer-Aquino is getting us up to date with all the scores, and he is thanks to Carpet Country, helping dreams become a reality since 1981.
Better turn your mic on. It's just the Gippsland League. Only got 2 games at the moment. Bairnsdale 2-2-14, Natrol Moe 5-2-32, and Langappa 5-3-33. The drill 1-1-7 in the first quarter. In the North Gippy, Hayfield 6-2-38. They were giving the North just the 1 point. Rosedale, sorry, that was just a prawn. Rosedale 7-3-45. The Glengarry 3-3-21. Rosedale City 2 points to TTU 2 straight goals.
Need a little bit more salt to stop those cramps. Collison won the stoppage, tried to handle over his shoulder, just missed the target. Now they're under pressure. Yentz was there, gave it a nice handle out to Collison. There's the release to Hamilton. They got a couple ahead of the football now. One of those is Corey Stockdale. His kick inside towards Best. Can't quite mark. Fairly front and square. Kicks around his body. It's going to bounce. 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 Miss. Minor score to open things up in the second quarter. 28 seconds in.
And take Traralgon to 5-4-34, Mafra 1-3-9.
Actually, just around those stoppages and when in general play, actually, just a little bit more speed around the ball, the Maroons, as Mafra bringing the ball out of defensive 50. Josh Eady feeds it off with a short kick, and on the end of it, I reckon that could have been Petro. It plays on quickly, and if they go through Holmes again, right half forward flank it is. Looking for, searching Thomas Gray. He's in the contest, can't get the ball far, held without it. No, play on was the call. Who comes through? Tom Jolly does. Pretty good too, but again, great play by Traralgon. Also, spills out of play on the right half forward flank, grandstand side. And Mafra kicking to the end, in which Traralgon scored 5 goals for in the first quarter. Mafra 1-3.
Quick update for your Boxer. 2-1 Thaggy of 5-4-34 at quarter time. The Tigers are 3 behind, so the power out to a good start there. As the ball came back into play and give away that free kick. Something interesting of the note, Poppy, at quarter time, we'll get to that in a moment, as Alex Carr drove it inside, forward 50, out on a searching lead as Butcher, and marks it strongly. Jeff Brownlee, good salute. Beautiful mark. For the big fella to get that low, it was dipping and it got there. And that was a great mark by Johnny Butcher. 40 metres out for goal and a slight angle.
Running it full tilt, picked it up off his laces, slips like. A really terrific mark. We give plenty of applause to those high flying, but that was everywhere bit as good as what you'd normally see from a high flyer.
Have to kick it from about 49, puts it on its way. Hasn't quite got the accuracy. And that has been an issue for the Mafra side. It's another minor score.
Mafra 1-4-10 on the Gippsland Live scoreboard, trailing by 4 straight goals. Traralgon 5-4-34, 2-minute mark second.
Okay, Stockdale goes towards the outer side of the ground. Can he find a winner? He can't. The ball spills to the front of the pack, and Traralgon again are doing the work, but Mafra come up with the ball, and that's the important thing, and go inside forward 50. Could it be Bennett? Or no, Bennett's in the goal scoring, providing a lead now. Play owns the floor. Reckon that could be Holmes, but I'm making it up to be quite frank, and he kicks for goal, and it looked okay until Harrigan punched it through. We got a thumbs up from the master in Scud, so it was Holmes, and another minor score to the home side.
I just don't see any structure with the Mafra forward line at the moment. Just the way they're setting up. Bennett hasn't had a touch for the game yet, and Butcher's goal, he just didn't seem real confident when he ran in.
Well, out of full back goes Lee Stockdale for the Maroons. Gets it to about 60 metres out. Mafra got some numbers. Their repeat entries are good, but they need to capitalise on the scoreboard. Ambler goes to ground, just coughed it up. Out the back, as usual, is Collison. He was under pressure as well. Traralgon have got some good numbers here. They slap it out to the open area. They do just that. Handball comes inboard. Now they're away. Corey Stockdale will kick it and get towards the half-forward flank, but it misses Best and goes over for a boundary throw-in. Poppy, just at quarter time, you noticed the captain of Mafra, Lockie Channing.
Yeah, Lockie Channing broke away from the Mafra huddle, went and had a word to the umpires, centre of the ground. I'd anticipate it was instruction from Coach Butcher. I would have thought. I wouldn't have thought he went and did that off his own back. probably a bit concerned with the free kicks that were being played, especially in crucial positions, I would think. And a good strong mark's been taken by Mafra. I reckon that was Hutz again, who's been pretty good.
And what about the free kicks from goals in that first quarter, Paul? Because that was the question that Poppy would probably allude to as why the chat occurred in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, 3 of Traralgon's goals in the first quarter were free kicks, the other 2 marks.
So Mafra go forward again here, and they get it to the top of the 50. Kick around the body there was from Thatcher. Have they got one on the goal line? It's 3 on 2. Traralgon only got the 2. Bennett there. Great smother there was from Johnson. And it allowed Traralgon to come and pick it up and just blaze it away, though. And Thatcher takes the mark just inside the field of play. It's a great work by Johnson to stop that goal, but it might be coming back again as Thatcher plays on, puts it on its way, and the Mafra Eagles like that one. And that's a great goal, Tom Thatcher.
Well, they've had enough bites at the cherry. They just needed to get that goal. They've had all the play so far in this second quarter, and there was a few comedy of errors inside the top of that goal square. That was a great mark by Thatcher. That was an enormous mark. The ball went 50 metres high, and he had to wait for it to come. It was a great overhead mark, great finish, and hopefully what the Mafra side needed to get him going now.
17-point margin in Traralgon's favour on the Gippsland line scoreboard. 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Traralgon 5-4-34, Mafra 2-5-17.
In some ways, you sort of feel as though Traralgon have had the upper hand, but those stats, Paul Carter, at quarter time, sort of signal that it's a lot more even than what we might think.
Well, the ones that you're expecting, Collison, North, McMahon, those guys are doing the job for sure.
Yeah, exactly, and those guys are in the centre of the ground as we speak. The umpire will take the ball from them, though, and there'll be a ball up. Fleming. Well, no, in fact, it was Farley over the top. Not only Ruckworth got the handball away, the 1-2, a neat little handball by Reid, and the kick forward towards North just sticks in the mud and did not move. So a lot of players didn't read that, and you don't blame them. At 65 metres from Traralgon goals, out of sight of the ground.
Ball up. I reckon it's the only spot on the ground that is actually like that.
It just went...
Yep.
That's the exact sound it made.
How did it go, Box? Okay, ball goes back now, and a free kick will go in the way of Mafra. It's a free kick for holding the man. And kick down the line is from Thatcher again. Goes towards Butcher. This is John. Couldn't mark it. Kept it in? No, not quite. And I don't think he's happy with the boundary umpire, but he's in a good spot.
He's providing a good option, though, a target coming out of defence, and where possible a target up forward as well. So he's a good mover for a big guy, and we know that he's a very good player. So you get the feeling he means business today, because he's not scared to put his body on the line as well. As the ball gets thrown back in, nicely done. Mafra around the stoppages, just starting to win those 50-50 contests. In saying that, the umpire, instead of letting it play on, scored it back for a free kick. Anyway, his car bandaged up around the head. Consequence of a knock in that first quarter. Kicks the ball inside forward 50. Over the top to... over the top to... the Butcher, the ball was 40 metres from home, but the umpire called it back, and Ambler now, consequence of that free kick, will relieve some pressure for Traralgon.
Yeah, kicked it out towards Marsh, and there's Neocleus high up the ground. And the Traralgon just decided to go short with a chip kick over the top. This time looks to be Lee Stockdale. He's chiseled one in board on the 45 to Collison. Back to the run. That McMahon got down the line, and they've got Lucky on the wing. And I mean that Lucky took the mark on the wing. He's chipped to half forward. Well, it's 2-on-1, and the 2 will win. And Josh Eddy. Although there's a free kick, the 1 will win out because they were pushed out of the way. They didn't need to do it. I'm not sure if the free kick was there, but Matt North now has it. The Maroons lead by 17 points at the 7.5 minute mark of this second quarter. As Matt North puts it in, dangerous spot, no one there. It's all Mafra, and this time the free kick will go to Josh Eddy.
A bit of sloppy play on both sides.
Yep.
And, you know, after Traralgon looked fairly settled, Mafra have picked up the intensity, I reckon. A short kick out of defensive 50 was dangerous, and a free kick against Connor Little for going over the top of a Mafra player in Mitch Bennett was paid. So Mitch Bennett gives ground to Hudson Holmes, who's been busy in this second quarter. Along the line he goes, and he another free kick. Play on's the call. The advantage is played on, is given, and Dylan Alexander takes a bounce, goes short. A good strong mark under pressure by Thomas Gray, right half forward flank, with the boundary just a metre to his right. Will bring the ball, you'd think, towards the corridor. Now it goes along the line, so deep in the left forward pocket, and all too easy. all too easy, and a 50-metre penalty, if you don't mind, for taking the player high because the umpire said it was late, was Danny O'Brien. So here we go. They got one in the second quarter. They can make it two in a row for the first time of the afternoon. And O'Brien will just walk this one through. All of a sudden, boys, we've got a game in our hands as Mafra start to surge.
And what Coach Butcher's done at the moment too is he's just changed a few things up too, and I like the fact that now that he's pushed John Butcher into their forward 50, Mitch Bennett's come up the ground too, just to get a little bit more touch, a little bit more confidence, and what it's just doing now is just start to straighten them up a little bit as well. So hopefully these little changes might see Mafra get the Tigers back into this game.
Margin back to 11 points from Traralgon Stable, the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. The Gippsland Live scoreboard has Traralgon at 5-4-34, Mafra on 3-5-23.
Well, big moments brought to you by Monticello's. They get the first two goals of the second quarter to the Eagles, and they go again through the middle. This is Danny Butcher. Has it. Got a boot to ball. Open space. John Butcher's in the front spot. Can't quite mark in front of Hourigan. Hourigan does well at ground level. Good work there by Corey Stockdale to get a handle on it. Working hard is Jackson McMahon. Went to ground. Gave it to his brother Tom. Advantage was paid. Inboard to Williams. They come to Maroons. Striding through the middle of the ground. Out to the open area where McDonald can mark. And he can turn and go. One-on-one. Best slipped over. What? And he went towards Vanna Warden. It was. And he slipped over. And it was picked up by Fleming.
So Fleming from right half-back flank kicks and finds his teammate in Adams, who also gives to the player who kicked the last goal in O'Brien, who's made his way up from the full forward line to the half-back line. Risky kick towards the centre. Pays off. Nicely done. It pays off. It's always nicely done. Alex Carr goes short and off they go. The 1-2. Carr backs himself in. Vroom, vroom. From centre half forward. Can he find a target? He can. If you don't mind, I reckon it's Richie Bennett.
That's
Almost unsighted for the day, but Alex Carr's kick was an absolute beauty. And now Mitch Bennett, who you'd back in from here on the favourite side for a left footer, 45-degree angle, just 35 metres out, and he should walk this one in. He should make it three in a row, and he should make the margin just 5 points. A couple of shoulds there. Let's see what he does. Mitch Bennett, right over his left shoulder, does that familiar skip, runs straight at the goal, left foot kick, drags it right. I reckon it may have grazed the post, and if not, it went through for a behind. So a massive build-up, disappointing finish, but they do get closer.
Opportunity missed there for sure, Poppy. 3-6-24 is the Mafra score on the Gippsland Live scoreboard. Traralgon still ahead by 10 points, 5-4-30.
Well, they're going to reload again. Danny Butcher goes towards John again. Good spoil. That time was from Lee Stockdale. Driven into the ground. Corey Stockdale. The umpire said no opportunity. And we'll have a ball up just inside the 50 of the Mafra side. They're building. And it's been a big quarter for them. All thanks to Monticello's as over the top goes Hamilton. John Butcher at ground level. Quick kick out of there was from Corey Stockdale, but he's got too much purchase on it, and it goes out of bounds on the full. So Hudson Holmes will bring it back in.
Fair effort there by young Hamilton as well. He played during the week at the Carnival as well, and he's run it up again today playing senior footy.
So Holmes puts it back inside forward 50 for Mafra, but coming the other way was Hourigan. Quickly played on by hands out the back to Ambler. Ground level there was okay by Reid. Campbell didn't quite hit the target, so put a little bit of pressure on. And again, we'll have a stoppage right at the top of the 50. Mafra pressing again. And it might just be a free kick to Traralgon, actually, out of that. And it is. It will go to Neocleus.
I'm still getting over that kick from Ed Carr inside. Was it Ed? Yeah, it was Ed. Inside the Bennett. That just kept it, about 5 metres off the ground? It was Alex Carr, mate. Sorry about that, Darryl.
So Neocleus from the back pocket kicks it towards half-back flank area. Front square nicely. That was Ed Carr there. Gave a back handball to Reid, who got wrapped up in the tackle quickly. And the umpire said he dumped him. Well, now, this is just...
I'm getting a little bit
silly now.
Yeah.
As the inboard kicks to Jolly. He's got one over a little bit further if he wants to keep coming laterally. He does that direction now. Petro's the target. Traralgon close on him with the defence. Yench is there. Ground level. Tries the don't argue. And I'm not sure that Thomas Gray worked that one through. Good tackle by Yench. Now the ball goes down. It's in dispute. Johnson grabbed it and Petro wrapped him up for a ball up.
Yeah, Yench has just lost his cool a little bit. He just needs to probably settle down now that the ball's inside his defensive area. Otherwise he'll give away a silly free kick.
Hamilton grabs it out of the ruck. Quick kick to ball, boot to ball. Reid has it. This is from Mafra. Inboard to Jolly. Jolly's usually a nice little kick. Goes out towards the runner Thatcher. Takes it and quickly slung around to the tackle. What will this be? High ball, the umpire said.
It's not consistent.
No.
Because that was worse than the one that was outplayed about a minute ago. And if that one should have been a free kick. Anyway,
So we're inside forward 50. That is Mafra, and they're trailing by 10 points. That score 3-6. That's the home side. The visitors Traralgon 5-4. The ball spills in Mafra's direction. Another free kick is played. This time it goes Traralgon's way. Players are sort of walking around scratching their head, except for Thomas Hamilton, who has the ball. He gives Grant, he keeps possession towards full back line, where Connor Little will come grandstand side and find his mate Luke Johnson, who again goes short, and off we go. Ty Hilligan along the line, has to be pinpoint perfect, and is. Nice kick too. Finds Stevenson. Stevenson gives Grant, all nicely tackled, but now North on the end of it from left half forward flank. Kicks to the advantage of Best. He needs a good bounce. It doesn't bounce at all, and he's outnumbered 3-1. A push. No, play on's the call. Farley runs over the ball, and now Mafra eases the pressure towards centre back. And thank you very much. Big Alex Carr again takes a strong mark, feeds off quickly, and here they go. The Eagles starting to look the part.
Yeah, Ed Carr got it towards half forward. Thatcher was the target. Good spoil over the back from Connor Little, and the two number 17s see it go over for a boundary throw in. 14 and a half, make it nearly 15 minutes gone. 10-point margin. Absolute cracker in favour of Traralgon at the moment.
yes, I've got a couple more scores from the mid-gippy that I didn't get before. Tarwin 3-1-19 to MDU 4-3-27, and moving off 2-1-13 to Foster 4-3-27.
Petro tapped it down out of the ruck, but picked off there by Connor Ambler. He's got Marsh on the lateral outside. He just had two bites at it. Channing closed, but they'll able to get the handle out the Maroons. To McMahon, in kick towards Stockdale, dropped at his toes. He's so clean below his knees though. Good pick up. Then switches it out towards Hamilton. He can come in forward with a nice handball, and that run is from McMahon. He checks it to the other side of the ground, reads the target on his chest, gives to Tom McMahon. Tom McMahon over the top to Farley, and Farley from 50 metres out lowers the eyes and puts it on top of Best's head. Reid with a big spoil. Numbers back. Pushed over from Mafra defence. Well done, Davey Adams.
Yeah, that was a great work there by Adams. But quick one, Scott, is young Hamilton in the power squad?
Nope, didn't make it this year.
Wow, surprising as the Eagles bring the ball back into play. The kick well, bit of a worm burner, but found the target. That's important as now Alexander gives ground. He gives it over the top to Hunt. Dances around one, can't dance around two, and Traralgon let him know about it. And there's a 50-metre penalty.
Yep.
And that's what I'm talking about, a bit of fire in the gut. You've just got to pick your moments. Pick your moments. It's
And
crazy.
another one. They're going to get a send-off here in a minute. Hudson Holmes. Well, they've given away 100, but it won't matter. And it's going to get a little bit willing. Hudson Holmes was one. Dylan Alexander was the first one that gave it away.
That free kick this time inside 50 was there.
Yes.
Took on the game, took the game on.
All clear. Hang on a second, boys.
Another shot.
Yep. Williams has already put it through, and now Best is about to put another one.
And
So we
that's what cost you, boys, and that's what cost you.
We have two goals. Best and Williams has put it through for the Maroons.
Now, do you want me to tell you what Best just did? He's kicked two down there. He's just kicked that goal and he said, I've kicked three. He just did. Did he not do that?
Well, I think he
made that gesture.
I think it was the two, as in we've just kicked two goals for it.
I reckon he's a full forward. I know what we do.
Big moment of the game.
I've got to tell you though, technically I guess I see what the umpires paid it for, but if he's paid two free kicks and there wasn't an incident after that first goal was kicked, there shouldn't be a second goal.
100%. Totally right.
That's just the way it is.
Yep.
They're the rules unless someone's telling me different.
He just felt you can't give away 100. I've got to give an extra kick away.
Well, you can't do what you feel. You're going to do what the rules say you can do. Right. Anyway, Mafra into attack now towards half-forward flank. There's a bit of a fight in the centre of the oval, but the ball, importantly, is in a contest. McMahon's held without the ball. There's a free kick. Mafra, again, forwards, put your head down and start playing footy.
Exactly
You get
right.
the opportunity, run hard at the contest, but don't give those cheap ones away.
We need a score because a lot has happened. Paul?
That was a double goal which takes Traralgon to 23-point lead at the 17-minute mark of the second quarter.
Well, Connor Little now have it. Take a breath. Big moment for Monticello's right there. I haven't seen that done before, and we think you're right, Poppy. We think that they got it wrong. Traralgon will take it though. They've got the ball in the half-forward flank. Little chip kick from North over the top to Fairley. And Farley has it. Goes back towards McDonald. Going back is the ruckman though, and he should come in and take the mark. He doesn't from Mafra. allows Traralgon to come in, but the ball squeezes out of that contest and will have a boundary throw in.
Was that goal, you reckon, from the Huts?
I don't know, but if it was, then it shouldn't have been a second kick.
Yeah.
If someone said something to the umpire after the ball went through and all clear, then sure.
Correct.
I got a feeling it was Dylan Alexander was the first one, the 50-metre penalty, got to the goal line, and then straight away, and down, Hudson Holmes gave it away, so...
Here we go. Defensive 50. The ball is in the hands of Ed Carr. Kicks towards the outer side, but things just not working at the moment for the Eagles. They just need to settle. They're not out of this game, boys. They're not out of this game. They just need to... there's a time to be turning it on physically, and there's a time just to settle, and now's the time to settle as Traralgon give ground, keep possession, and they're working the angles nicely. McMahon on the end of 2 or 3 possessions, and he's got a target in for him. That's Collison. Collison from inside the centre circle kicks towards the outer side. They're bending the ball from left to right, and they're just working their way through nicely, Traralgon. But around about here, North takes the easiest of marks as Hutt came through, and there was an opportunity to actually do some damage, and he didn't hit the body.
They probably just didn't give Matt North his dues, and that was a gutsy.
It was a gutsy.
When you've got James Hutts coming out, probably 110 kgs.
Well, I turned my back because I was 45 metres. Actually, I'm 145 away.
You pulled out.
I did.
Interesting one too. I think Lucky may have done a hammy and might just be done for the day. Bob?
No, that's no good, but this could be good. North with the ball, kick from 40, off the boot, looks okay. Is it true? It is indeed, and all of a sudden, the little trickle becomes a steady flow for Traralgon in goals as they increase their lead.
It's just one act. One significant act in the game, in the quarter, has turned it back around and put it back in Traralgon's favour. This is where now Mafra need to really settle themselves down, play the man on man, stop the run for now, because it's going to get ugly if it continues the way it is.
So in 3 minutes, Traralgon lead's gone from 11 points to 29 points, which is what we have at the moment, 8-5-53 to Mafra 3-6-24.
Oh, Mafra just need to find a couple in this late in the second quarter. Just to steady things. Butcher got a handle on it. Carr coming the other way, over the shoulder. No, said the umpire. And there'll be a free kick on the second over the shoulder, so missed the first one, but Ed Carr quickly plays onto his brother Alex. This time drives it in towards Bennett again. One-on-one. Good spoil. This one by Little. Stevenson was there and Johnson. Handle at the back was from Tom McMahon to Connor Little. His kick goes across the face of goal, high up in the air, and out of bounds on the full. And it's going to go to the first game in Harry Gravener.
Yes, just a real quick one. I don't know what is in the water out there at Yulon North, but in the second quarter, they're going 7-4, so bang, 7-4 to Hayfield 7-2.
So, Gravener has it. He's in the forward pocket. He's going to run around the body and kick this one, like all these AFL stars do. This time, though, he kicks the drop punt and coming back, if you don't mind, Harry Gravener, in your first senior game of footy, right on the halftime siren, has kicked an absolute belter.
It can't be half-time, it's just a horn, Darryl.
Well, 22 minutes, the car horn caught me off guard, but who cares? Harry Gravener. Great work, young boy.
That was a fantastic goal. It did look like he was going to go around for the banana kick, and then he just actually straightened it up and put it over the goal umpire's head. Every Mafra player from back to mid's got around him for his first goal in senior footy, so well done.
Bringing the margin back to 23 points in Traralgon's favour at the 22-minute mark of the second quarter. Traralgon 8-5-53 on the Gippsland Live scoreboard. Mafra 4-6-30.
So here we are at the start of the third quarter now. The ball's back in the centre of the ground. Ball spills off nicely. Here we go. Good work by Lee Stockdale. Kicks to the top of the square. One-on-one contest. Traralgon off the ball. And if you don't mind, a ripping mark by Thomas Hamilton.
I tell you, I was going to say something that was really... I know it's a big pressure on a young kid, but I can see this kid going a long, long way. He's got the perfect build, the perfect height. He's athletic. That ball was in the air for probably 3 or 4 minutes, wasn't it? Because it didn't have time.
You asked the question before about did he make the power squad. He's only 17.
Yeah, I understand.
There's an under-17 competition, but he didn't make the under-17s was my point, and he's still got a couple of years to go. He'll be back in that side, no doubt, because that was a great mark, and he puts it through the middle, Tom Hamilton. We've seen some great young guns in the last couple of minutes of play from Gravener and Hamilton.
And he took that mark not against some little James Hutt's I don't know how many time premiership player that he is, and we know how great he is down back. So he read that really well. Wasn't overawed by the whole occasion, and it was a great goal.
And Traralgon back out to a 29-point lead in the shadows of half-time at the 23.5-minute mark. 9-5, 59 Traralgon to Maffra 4-6-30.
Sorry, Paul, I thought it was... Isn't this the third quarter?
Poppy's used that gag once, mate. Don't have to use it again.
I didn't even hear you say it. Did you hit? Oh, I went the same wavelength.
Ball back in the middle. Butcher got a handle on it and handballed quickly to Gray. His handball squirts out. Now Channing tried to get it. It was quickly smothered though. Vanna Warden got it for the Maroons. Then gave it to Corey Stockdale. Quick chain of hands. Williams was there. Geeshan closes quickly on him. He got the handball away though to North. Inboard now to Corey Stockdale. Nice little chiseling kick. Hamilton this time couldn't take the low one. Down to his knees. Hudson Holmes then picked it up. Gave it to Channing. His scrubby little kick around the body. Doesn't find a target, but Butcher grabbed it off the ground. Handled over his shoulder. And the umpire said it's a throw.
And then he said advantage. I just don't know how...
Not sure of that. Marsh though now had it on the wing. Got it towards Best, who slipped over. Reid was happy to see it go over as he got thumped coming the other way from Farley. And we'll have a boundary throw-in. 24.5 minutes gone, and it's 29 points as some light rain starts to fall.
Yeah, Scud, we've got some rain coming, mate. There's some big clouds over our head here at the moment. We might be in for a bit of an opened slugger here.
All right, so that scoreboard all of a sudden plays a big part, doesn't it? 6 goals might become a bit more like 10 as Traralgon go forward. Now they kick to within 20 metres out the back, and Hamilton make it 2 from 2. He can't. At the back of the pack, Lucky. Good work by Farley. Handballs trying to look for his captain coach in Jake Best. Can't find that player. Maffra under all sorts of pressure, but equal to the task, and they feed it off through Renoy, who comes grandstand side. Short kick, Eadie. Inside defensive 50. Has a look at his options.
He does. Doesn't have too much. Channing was there. Does he go short to him? He tries to, but he missed it. And Farley takes the intercept mark. Quickly plays on. Goes inboard. Vanna Warden or North? Well, North said, I'll take it. And put the one hand up and took a good mark. And he'll have to kick this
for me.
all of 50 metres. And Fox has already written him off.
Yeah, forget it. Get it off.
Well, 25.5 minutes. He's told you to...
There's a bit of space there, though, isn't it? 20 metres and above. There's a bit of room for players to move into. No one's moving. There goes one, Jake Best.
I think the players back him in. I think Poppy also.
Yeah.
As North from 50 up.
There it goes. How easy is that?
And Poppy
Too easy.
on a book, and Reid was able to play on and put it around and through the middle. Far too easy.
Well, they must have heard me from downstairs because I obviously yelled it out to him, just dish it off.
I think Poppy actually told him where to kick it.
Oh, here we go.
There was a lot of space there, though, wasn't it? It was pretty obvious.
Just take over. Just you can be special comments and you can go sorry, a whole lot.
It's just an observation. I've waited and I've waited and I've waited for you, but anyway.
That takes Traralgon to 10-5-65. They've kicked 5 goals in 9 minutes. And that's a 35-point lead over Maffra, who are 4-6-30 on the Gippsland Live scoreboard. 26.5 minutes played in this second quarter.
What's the record for Jim Sims eating during a quarter?
Foxy, you got a round the ground check for us?
Yeah, I have.
I can't understand you. Your little guess as though you got a mouthful of
your little North kicked 11 goals that quarter.
Well, Maffra tried to win it from the stoppage, and a great tackle by Williams was on Gray, and he won himself the free kick in the middle of the ground. So Ewan Williams, 27 minutes gone, comes towards North direction, and O'Brien. Collison had to sit, and he actually spoilt North in the end. Collison had to go win at ground level, and Renoy and O'Brien wrap him up. Good work there by Gray as well. Stoppage we have 70 metres out from Traralgon's goal. They've just opened things up. The margin got within 10 points. Can you believe it? Around about the 10-minute mark of this second quarter. And Traralgon have just unloaded from there. As you said, Paul, they've kicked 5 goals to 1 in the space of about 10 minutes themselves. And it's closing in on half-time.
Ball thrown up, nicely done. Easy hand by Van der Woorden. Couldn't find a teammate. Picked up brilliantly by Johnny Butcher. Feeds it off, and they get themselves out of trouble for how long because of the fall of the balls. McMahon gets around 1, couldn't get around 2, holding the ball. So a free kick is paid against McMahon. It'll go the way of Carr, who's been busy when given the opportunity. And Carr, just short of centre wing, kicks along the line towards right half forward flank. One-on-one contest. Traralgon have got the ability to bring it to ground, and they do that nicely. At ground level is Lukey Johnson. He keeps it in the possession of his teammates that surround him, and they lock it in until the umpire calls his ball, right half forward flank. As we get a score from AFL.
We do. It's the Demons making their comeback now. It's the Giants 7-6-48. Having said that, they just got a goal to the Demons 4-8-32.
Well, Collison and Reid worked well, but the kick was a turnover, and Eddie has it, Josh Eddie. He's on the wing area, 28 minutes have passed, nearly 29, nearly half-time. His kick goes out of bounds on the full. He had no room to move. He tried to lace out Alex Carr and just missed it, and it went out of bounds on the full. So Traralgon now get a chance. Jackson McMahon's the one that will kick it in. He comes inboard on the 45.
Nice kick.
Liked it. Just getting a hand on it there was plenty, allowed Hudson Holmes to pick it up. His little kick went 2 metres out of the back there to McIntosh. Got it out wide. And he's found Bennett, and he's too far out to score. This time Bennett chips it over the top to Hudson Holmes. Well, they went lateral instead of forward. And now Hudson Holmes still outside 50. Rain starting to fall here at the showgrounds. The margin sits at 35 points currently as Holmes chisels one in. And found, is it the big fella in Petro? I think it is directly in front. Now he'll have the distance. Now that is the half-time siren. Are you sure? Well, I'm not sure, but I think it is. It sounded exactly like the horn.
So is Petro the player that missed one in the first quarter from reasonably close?
Yep, he'll put this one through, I reckon. Directly in front, on the half-time siren. They need it, and it got the distance it has. Andrew Petro puts it through, and that rounds out the half-time. And is that another siren for half-time as well?
That's just the double siren. Don't go on the ground. The kids don't go on the ground.
Half-time, it reads Maffra 5-6-36, and Traralgon, they are leading at the moment 10-5-65, a 29-point margin at half-time. It is Gipps Lane Live, and it's all for Harvey Norman Electrical.
Harvey Norman Furniture, Traralgon, Sale and Morwell make buying easy, delivering all the way to Mallacoota and beyond. Shop online or in-store to see the full range of furniture, dining and outdoor. With millions of dollars in stock now for immediate delivery, Harvey Norman Gippsland will deliver to your home at a time that's
and they did it in about 10 minutes of football. They kicked 5 goals to 1 after Mafra got the first 2 goals in the second quarter. They got within 10 points, and then all of a sudden a couple of little undisciplined play by the Eagles stretched the margin. Well, it was 24 at quarter time. It got out to 29 at the end of the second quarter. They lead at the Maroons, 10-5-65. Mafra at 5-6-36. Goal scorers today, Jake Best has 3, 2 goals to Daniel Reid, and then singles to Williams, McDonald, North, Farley, and Tom Hamilton. While for the Eagles, it is all single goal scorers this afternoon. Dylan Alexander has 1, Thomas Thatcher, Daniel O'Brien, and in his first game of senior football, Harry Gravener kicked one from the pocket, which was an absolute belter. However, it's not enough. They trail by 29 points at half-time. Boxers going through all the around-the-ground scores for us. We'll get those in a moment. Paul Carter's got a half of stats as well, and he does that for Gippsland Isuzu. The new Isuzu D-Max is born to live and born to tow. They're available at Gippsland Isuzu, LMCT 10285, and I'm tipping, Paul, that the guys you're about to read out had more stats than Tim Sexton did during the reserves game a little bit earlier today.
They still here. Yes,
I've thrown you, haven't I?
certainly the main drivers, as we were saying, that you're expecting out of Traralgon, Corey Stockdale, Mark Collison, Matt North, Jackson McMahon, they're the guys who have really stood up this afternoon. Stockdale had 9 disposals in that second quarter to take his tally out to 14 to half-time mark. Mark Collison, 11 in the first, 7 in the second. He's got 18 disposals to half-time. Matt North, 10 and 7, 17 to half-time. Jackson McMahon, 8 and 6, 14 to half-time. So those guys have done a power of work out of the middle for Traralgon. The ruck work has been reasonably even. Tom Hamilton, as you're saying, a 17-year-old, doing a great job in the ruck for Traralgon. He's had 14 hit-outs. Farley and Vanna Warden have had 1 each. While for Mafra, John Butcher did a bit of ruck work toward the end, had 5 hit-outs, taking his tally to 7. Will Fleming has had 12 hit-outs to half-time mark. Andrew Petro and James Hutz have also pitched in there too. Hudson Holmes has been a consistent performer for Mafra, 14 disposals to the half-time mark, 6 and 8 in the 2 quarters. Ed Carr, 10 to the half-time tally. He had 6 in that second quarter. His brother Alex is also on 10 with 5 in each quarter to the half-time mark. I haven't finished the team stats at this stage, but the inside 50s, 12 each in that second quarter, and Traralgon lead that 29 to 26. The clearances though, and as I said, this is where the experienced players come to the fore. Traralgon led that 12-5 at quarter time. They had another 12-4 in the second quarter. So the clearances at half time is 24 to Traralgon, 9 to Mafra. The centre clearance, Traralgon have the edge there as well, 10 to 4. Both teams had 9 free kicks in the second quarter. Maybe that little chat at quarter time did something for them. And as far as I've gone down now, the mark pretty even. Mafra 41 to Traralgon 36.
Well, over to you, Box. Thanks for those, Paul. They were very insightful in the margin. As we said, it's 29 points, but some of those stats are, I think it just comes down to personnel on the park, doesn't it, at the moment? Traralgon is certainly putting their body on the line. Nick Boxer-Lacino will get you up to date with all the scores from around Gippsland and the Valley right now. It's half-time here at the Mafra Showground. Mafra trail by 29 points. It is all for Harvey Norman, a Furniture Gippsland.
Thanks there, Scott Man. We'll start with the Gippsland League. Moe 10-7-67 over Bairnsdale 4-3-27. Leongatha 11-7-73 to Drilling 2-2-14. This is the big one. Wonthaggi 7-5-47 to Morwell, who haven't scored a goal yet in the first half. They're only with 4 points. So some really worrying signs there for the Tigers. Sale 7-10-52 to Warrigal 2-6-18. So lucky we didn't bet through that game there, boys.
As I said, I was going to walk from Sale to Warrigal for charity, and I don't need to do that.
No, you're all clear. And you were going to tip Druin.
No, I wasn't.
You said
that was the other game. So let's talk about that. Was
North Gippy Big Gippsland?
Let's go to Mid Gippy. So it's Ballara 5-2-32. They trial more or least 8-5-53. MDU 4-3-27. They're 2 points ahead of Tarwin 4-1-25.
That's for a spot in the top 6 too.
That is too. Thorpdale 5-10-40. They lead Truro 4-4-28.
If they lose Truro today, that means their final hopes are done. They need to win to keep in touch.
I made an error before. I put Foster while they hit a quarter time. That was incorrect. Against Beaver North. Beaver North 3-4-22 and Foster 2-5-17. And you know that one? Yep. And 8-5-53 to Newborough just for 4 points. So, we're totally in control there. In the North Gippsland Football League, sorry, let's go you, Paul.
I was just going to make one comment here. that one of the stats, as I've just finished here at the moment, scores from set shots today. Traralgon 9 goals straight.
Wow. From set shots. Wow.
Yeah.
What's that young kid's name that brings us up to food?
The young fella, Sam.
Sam? Yep.
Sam
Confident about the Sam to bring up like a drink. I'm really thirsty. Anyway, North Gippy. Your Lord North, 11 goals in that second quarter. 11-5, 71 to Hayfield, 7-2, 44. Roast, I haven't got the goals and I only got the score 106 to 29 against Glengarry. So comfortable with us there at half time. I can't get an update at Sale City TTU. And Woodside 7-3-45 to Churchill 4-5-29.
Well, there it is. That is the halftime wrap. All done and dusted. A quick break here. We've got a third quarter coming up for McDonald's after the break. It is, of course, Gippsland Live on TRFM right across Gippsland and the Valley. Thank you for your company on this Saturday afternoon. We did say it was a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Just here at Mappa, the clouds are just starting to roll in. There's no rain at the moment, and hopefully they'll stay away for a big second half. It's coming up after the break, and it is all thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
to $400 in gift cards on selected Fisher & Paykel laundry packages. Now at Harvey Norman.
The Mac family has arrived at Macca's. Get a free limited edition glass with every medium or large Mac family meal.
This is the third quarter. Gippsland Live on TRFM.
Let's get down to business, all right, as the umpire has already got the third quarter underway, but we're going to get a secondary stoppage. The half-time's come and gone, and Boxer's refueled, refreshed, ready to go. We've got some insightful stuff for you in this third quarter. The secondary stoppage happened, and Jolly won this one, got it round his body towards half-forward, Bennett direction, nicely gathered, swings around on that left foot of his, low at the eyes, lovely done, and found out Tom Gray.
Just have a shot now.
Well, he's directly in front. They desperately need to get something going as they trail by 29 points coming out of the halftime break. Quickly, hands off to the run of Alex Carr and drop punt, unload.
Nice.
He's got distance, and this time the accuracy is beautiful. And Alex Carr, one of the best kicks in the comp, puts it through.
I wish I had the opportunity to speak just before the siren went, because I would have said Mafra needed the first goal to really put themselves back into this game, and they have. And it's great to see Mitch Bennett there, that trusty left foot, a beautiful kick inside. I reckon that was a set play. That's their set play. He's a booming kick, and just the inspiration that Mafra Eagles needed to start this third quarter.
And that was all inside the first minute of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard says Traralgon with the 23-point lead, 10-5-65. That goal taking Mafra to 6-6-42.
So Butcher gets put into the ruck for Mafra, one of the more obvious changes up against the young fella. The young fella had the leap, and that's Hamilton, has been pretty good today to edge the board forward, and they do it now. Play on, in fact, advantage is paid over the top to McMahon from just outside 50. The lead is on to Jakey Best, and the coach leads out nicely and takes a strong mark. In fact, it's Vanderwarden that took the mark. A similar build. Sorry, Jake. A similar build.
Oh, it's not.
Similar build.
Okay. Yeah, well,
I was trying to defend my wrong player. Vanderwarden off the boot. Looks okay. Hit the right upright. So I'm on a score for Traralgon. All right.
You know what I don't get though? Let's go back to footy just for a minute. Jackson McMahon, he just gets so much width in the game. They're just going to be a lot tighter because he just is winning so much of the ball.
Here we go in trouble as they come out of 450. Nicely tackled. It is two by Happy, and isn't he over the moon with that tackle? So he should be.
Jeffrey McDonald chips it over the top, the lead. No, yes. Oh, Best got crunched and caught one high from Carr. And that is Ed Carr. Best gets up because he's going to have a shot on goal.
Nothing malicious.
I think Best overplayed it. But as you would.
As you do.
Well, he's looking to get his fourth goal of the afternoon, is Jakey Best, and you can tell him apart, Poppy, by the boots. So I go on with the yellow boots and a few other traits as well. But anyway, Best will come in similar spot to Vanderwarden a couple of moments ago. 3 minutes into the third quarter, Best looking for number 4, and that's how you put it through. And he likes it, a bit of a skip and a hop, but a celebration with Happy. He's got 4.
Yeah, it was a great run down there by Happy too. It was that inside 50 pressure, wins your games every single day of the week, and to do that, get the ball back in their favour, and Besty's not going to miss. He's been on prior to this afternoon in regards to his kicking as well. So, yeah, they just get that one back they needed.
Taking Traralgon to a 30-point lead, 3 minutes into the third quarter. The McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard has them around 11-6-72. Mafra 6-6-42.
Isn't it amazing, just those couple of inclusions in Happy McDonald and also Jackson McMahon? They've both been having an impact today, and it's made a big difference as another player that's had a big impact in Hamilton gets another tap forward, and off they go again through Ambler. In fact, it wasn't. It was Neocleus. It kicks inside forward 50, and a big, strong mark was taken by Hudson Holmes. He plays on quickly. He gives it to his teammate in Adams, who goes one way, then the other, and then probably made a handball over the boundary look accidental when probably it was his best option just so they can settle. Right half forward flank, grandstand side. It's Mafra's home ground we're calling from. And Mafra 6-6-42. Lee, in fact, trailed Traralgon 11-6-72.
Butcher got the tap out. Working hard was Neocleus at ground level. Over the shoulder though. Sent a free kick going the way of Danny Butcher. Quickly gave it on to his brother John. He had to take on the tackler. Gets around him. Now his right foot high kick comes towards half forward flank. Big fly from Thatcher. Couldn't quite mark it there. Was Gray as well. And it goes over in front of Jackson McMahon for another boundary throw-in.
Scud, we just got a quick score there for the A-grade netball as well. Traralgon big winners over Mafra, 67-33.
How'd the daughter go?
She played really well.
A little bit of a twinge.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I can't see him now because we're off the court.
You said she's done a hammy and she needs to lift. But anyway,
He wouldn't let me know.
was up there, ball back into play. Hamilton did well, got his tap and roped it and gave it quickly across to Stockdale. There's working again. That's surely over the shoulder, and a free kick will go to Hamilton again for too high. Quickly goes inboard, and North, he got crunched, but he was paid the mark. Half-back flank build-up for Traralgon. They lead it by 30 points now. They've extended the margin by a point from half-time. They've had a goal each. Butcher couldn't get the ground level ball. Underground handball from Little. Tried to find McMahon. Two Maffra Eagles clash. That allows Traralgon to get the one out. Now it's North. Drives it inside 50. It goes. Best goes low. Can't quite mark it. Corey Stockdale works on Cheney. Got a handball away. Only just. Bennett quickly flicked it off to Alexander. Geeson got one high.
Played nicely.
Lanoy backed. Free kick, half-back.
Trying to go towards the outer side, just Renoy, where he's got an option, and they've got numbers to run the ball. They need to feed it off quickly, and they don't. On the end of it was Petro, who now feeds it off nicely, 75 metres from home. It goes from Channing inside, nicely done. Good take, Thomas Gray. And from memory, I reckon he kicked the last, or did he? No, he kicked the last goal.
He handballed it off to
Yeah, he did indeed. He handballed off to Carr again. Take two. Deja vu. Doesn't have the required distance this time. Falls to the centre of the square, but behind play a free kick has been paid to Thomas Thatcher. Who says thank you very much?
I'll tell you what, Thatcher's been probably the best small forward for Maffra today. His marking and his ground play has been really well, so he deserves another goal here.
So he kicked one from an impossible angle about 45 metres out deep into the second quarter. Now he's got the opportunity in a pretty tight angle, but just from 5 metres out, off the boot. Uh-oh, that doesn't look good at all. No, it's offline through for a minor score. It's amazing, isn't it? So Maffra, well, they kick a point, Paul Carter, but they desperately need a goal.
6-7-43, trailing by 29 points. Traralgon 11-6-72.
Well, bring it back into play will be the Maroons.
And they went shortly. Stockdale goes short. Chips over the top. Has to wait, does Collison.
I reckon he's gone a bit quiet, has he, Paul?
Collison.
This is his second touch this quarter.
So kicks it along towards the coach's box. Hamilton in the back spot. Tried to work out Butcher out, he did, and Butcher complained to the umpire for the free kick. It wasn't there, so we'll get a boundary throw in.
Scott, just quickly in the AFL, we've got an upset brewing here as well, so it's the Giants 8-8-56, they lead Melbourne 5-9-39.
Which would mean they might go into the top 8 from memory.
Yep.
At the expense of the reigning premiers. The ball at the moment, though, left half forward flank for Maffra. O'Brien went without the ball and taken a little bit late, but fairly, I would say, was Daniel Reid.
I think that might be a good thing for Richmond because they had a very big history of finishing ninth. So if they do finish ninth, they might start that,
in another 30 years.
Yeah, like the three premierships.
Exactly. Ball thrown back in. Butcher got a hand to it. Nicely done by North. They give ground. They keep possession.
Yeah.
Importantly, Traralgon get the free kick. North was held without the ball.
It's just a silly, he just held on too long,
Carr. So North and a 50-metre penalty. See,
he asked him how he was going.
I don't think it was exactly like
yeah, I reckon, he might have asked him how he was going. In fact, I think he might have been told how he was going. North gives a free kick behind play. A Traralgon player is slung to the ground on the outer side of the ground. The player, Thomas Thatcher from Maffra, through Connor Amble to the ground, but it was 150 metres from the play, so it wasn't picked up. What is important now is the player with the ball, who is Neocleus, who kicked the goal across the face of goals. It stays in, but only with centimetres to spare. Maffra under all sorts of pressure as the umpire comes in and says, I'll have a piece of this. And is it going to be a boundary throw in or a ball up? It's going to be a boundary throw in. 20 metres from Traralgon's goals. Kicking to the right of Radio, Traralgon 11-6 and Maffra are 6 goals, 7.
just ticked over 9 minutes in the third quarter. It is the McDonald's quarter. As a ground level, tried to keep over his shoulder there was best, didn't go too far. Maffra able to relieve a little bit of pressure, but it's going to come back quickly because Ambler was on the end of it, put it inside 50, and strong in a contest is a Collison, and he goes up and marks. He will be about 45 metres out.
This will test him.
Yep, it certainly will.
He's a Trojan, though, isn't he? His first up was incredible. He looked a little bit spent there before in the middle of the ground, and he just finds it. He's just
he needs someone to
fantastic player.
He needs someone to handle this ball off, a la what done with Carr.
Oh, we nearly lost our mic because, Darren has a bit of fresh air.
No, we're just fogging up a little bit in the box here, and as in it comes Collison, has to kick it 52 metres. It's a wobbly looking drop pump, not going to make the distance. It's in the danger zone, top of the square it is.
Oh, he's going to
swoop on it. Vanna Warden put it over his shoulder and he put it too far. So it's a minus score, 10 minutes gone, third quarter.
11-7-73 Traralgon on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard, leading by 30 points over Maffra, who are 6-7-43.
So a neat 5 goals as Maffra bring the ball back into play. Kicking from the town end, they bring it in. Defensive 50, go towards the outer side of the ground. Can they find a teammate? They can't. The kick was poor. Out of play on the full, if you do not mind. Free kick will go the way of Traralgon.
She's got dark hair.
I'm not sure who the player is. It doesn't matter because it's Traralgon going forward and a nice mark. Read it beautifully too at the back, Hudson Holmes.
Sorry, Robbie, there to just jump in, but just saying how dark it's got here, and now the lights are on here at Maffra.
So you call us Scud. We'll try to get Maffra out of trouble as they go towards the outer side of the ground.
Thomas Thatcher was the one who marked, played on quickly, comes back inboard towards Petro's the target. 2-on-1, Petro can give the hands. Oh, well done by Traralgon. That was kind of little to pick it off. Gave it to Hamilton, goes towards Kelly. Oh, that's happy. Not happy Kelly, it's happy McDonald. He gets it out wide now to Marsh. Marsh to Withers, in towards Best, 2-on-1. And Holmes in the front spot. Well, the mark was paid. Yes, it was in the end. And Hudson Holmes will have the free kick, the mark in his defensive 50. Looks for a couple of options. Best is there. Decides to go inboard, and neat kick. Well, missed everyone in the end. Here's kind of little for the Maroons, able to swoop on it. Sweeps a handball over the top. Here's Collison again, slipped over. Now he's looking for some support. He goes backwards by hand, 30 metres towards, that was Johnson. Now they go inboard to Neocleus by foot, and he marks in the field of play and inside 50 metres. This will test him as well with young Harvey. Couple of options present, they were ignored. He pushes back off the mark to get a little bit extra distance. And Harvey Neocleus comes in. They lead at the moment by 30 points. Puts it to the top of the square. There's the big flyers. Vanna Warden! Play on, said the umpire. No mark. Traralgon free kick. Free kick over the shoulder.
Another free kick right in front of goals, Paul Carter.
And you know what I think too, sorry Paul, I was just going to sit here shaking my head. He should have paid the mark, and I think the umpire's gone, oh crap, I've made a mistake, I'm going to give him a free kick.
Yeah, umpires do that, don't they?
Don't do that, they do.
They don't. He's directly in front. It was over the shoulder. Oh, it was a mark. Directly in front. Vanna Warden should not miss from there. Only 25 metres out, and he's put it over the goal umpire's head. And Vanna Warden gets his first of the afternoon.
So if my mathematics serves me well, that's their 5th goal from a free kick in front of goal. Is that correct, Paul Carter?
I believe so. It depends whether you call both of those double goals through.
So that makes it 6.
So half their score has come from free kicks inside 50. Yep. Yours, Paul. Very good observation.
That takes Traralgon to a 36-point lead, 13 minutes into the third quarter, 12-7-79. Maffra 6-7-43. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
What was that look for, Darren?
I'm not sure. From the stoppage, Carr gave it across to Alexander. Couldn't quite get a handle on it. Now gave it back to Carr, who got one over the shoulder, and Alex will win the free kick. In the middle of the ground, he's trying to milk a 50. He's not going to get it. As Vanna Warden, that last goal scorer, tried to sit on him. And Carr thumped it inside forward 50. Butcher will have the sit. He'll get up. He slipped just as he tried to take off and couldn't quite get a good jump at it. Ball's now outside their 50. Jolly, kicking in danger, will go to Jolly. They've got some numbers. Leading presenting option. They're moving. It's going to go over the back. Does it to Channing, or chipping in front of him there is Ed Carr. Going back to the fight. He'll have the shot on goal. Rain's still starting to fall now again at the showgrounds.
Yeah, looks absolutely spent. He's worked his absolute butt off. The same, he's a little bit similar in the case of Collison too. They're both superstars and they both look absolutely exhausted. So hopefully he's got enough energy here to kick a goal.
Thanks, Boxer. Thanks to Carpet Country, helping dreams become a reality since 1981 as Carr puts it out of bounds on the full. As you said, it's a lazy kick, it's a fatigue.
He's very, very fatigued.
Hooligan plays on because there's no player on the mark. Goes short to Ambler. Still inside defensive 50 they are. But players are starting to feel the pinch of a fairly physical game. And the rain coming down means they're going to continue to put their bodies on the line as the ball comes towards half. back flank, and a good mark, must be said, was taken by Hudson Holmes, who's been a good player for the Eagles today. He looks up forward. He hasn't got a lot of movement there, but
there's a free kick down here. I think it was young. Is it? Yeah,
free kick behind play again in front of goals.
Gravener has been held behind the play here. So it'll be Gravener's free kick in the pocket area.
Well, normally, I might try and guess what umpire's decision are. We got the other one wrong, so...
Well, both teams have had 9 set shots at goal, and as I said before, Traralgon have kicked 9 goals straight. So far, Nafra have kicked 3, 5 and 1 out in the full.
All right. So let's see if they can make something of this. And the player Gravener, who kicked a goal in the first quarter, or did he? Kicked one in the second quarter.
A great goal.
Which was a great goal. I reckon he's missed one in this second quarter already. But let's see, on the side that favours the right foot on a 45-degree angle, just 20 metres out, off the boot. Nice. Well done, young fella. You've done well. You're second of the afternoon. And importantly, they're not done yet. No. I don't care what you say. The Eagles are still there.
I think it's very impressive too, the way he's put that right over the goal umpire. He said he had enough space to actually give himself more width. We can just run around and the player has to stand still, so why wouldn't you? But to get 2 goals on debut is a great result.
And that brings the margin back to 30 points in Traralgon's favour on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. We're at the 16-minute mark of the third quarter. The Maroons 12-7-79, leading Memphis 7-7-49.
Well, big moments for Monticello's this afternoon right here. You can enjoy the popular Bilson's vodka slabs at only $99, or pick up a VB 30-can block for only $56. Can Mafra get a bit of a run on? Halfway through this third quarter, they're going to win the clearance. Carr was there. This is Alex. He's worked hard. His handball's picked off, though, by Ambler. He's looking for a runner across half-back. It was McMahon who quickly gave it to Corey Stockdale. Back to Ambler.
And Butcher's 2 punches there.
And
the umpire
picked
picked it up.
Well, it'll be a free kick, and it'll go to Jackson McMahon. They kick inboard. It's a risk for reward, and it's going to come off because North had it on the wing. He quickly gets called to play on now. It's a wobbler type of kick. Best is the target. Has to get low. Can't quite get there. Kay Brenoy was back for the Eagles. Kicked around his body. Centre half back it goes. Stockdale had it. Had a bit of a fresh airy. Here's Bennett. Chips one over the top. It's going to miss his target. They've got numbers back to the Maroons. Ambler. His kick was smothered. It's just bouncing around. Carr put on his big Shepherd. Couldn't quite get a handle on it. Now Jolly gets a handball across to Gray. He got tackled, then driven into the ground from Yench. Umpire lets it go. Now he calls my ball. 17.5 minutes gone. Still 30 point is the margin.
So the ball's just favouring Traralgon's end marginally, 10 or 15 metres. Nicely done. Butcher just palms it down ever so gently, and then lays a vicious tackle. And the umpire says unfair, so a free kick will go North's way. He bounces up nicely. He looks up on his options, kicks from inside the square to the leading Best. Can he find that play? Yes, sir, indeed he can. Best has kicked 4 today, and he's looking at his 5th and doesn't Jake like to kick goals.
He's going to have to kick this right on 50.
Take his very best, won't it?
Yeah. Oh, wow, well done. And we're deep into this third quarter here too, so it's a fantastic kick. He's a big booming kick.
So 45-degree angle, he'll kick from just outside 50, off the boot, looks nice, he's got the accuracy, has he got the distance? He has not. Spills through off hands for a minus score. Jake Best on the league's leading goal kickers, he's starting to edge closer.
He's only 5 behind Christian Jacks from Murray, so we don't know. Well, Murray's looked like they've got a fair few kick today too, so he might be in the goals as well.
So David Adams has it from Mafra, from the kick in, comes out wide towards the social rooms here at the showgrounds. Couldn't quite mark it, was at ground level as Gray. Working hard is John Butcher. McDonald's there, ball squirts out to the side where Neoclis is working hard. North got pushed over. Nicely done though by the Eagles in a tight little space. Kick around the body, that's numbers favour the Maroons. It's Hurrigan who puts it back inside, top of the 50, but Holmes was able to read it, mark and play on. They got some numbers out wide. Renoy stops and prompts and then kicks over the top to O'Brien. Half-back flank, and they keep going, they do, by hand. Holmes in the middle of the ground to Channing. The run comes from Renoy. Kicks to the other side of the ground, which is the near side, and it's taken by Gray. Sweeps a handball inboard now to Carr. That's Ed. Goes to ground. He's got a runner out the wide in Bennett. and he's a left footer. He gets to 40 metres. He unloads with a shot on goal. It's across the face. It's still in the field of play. Adams was there, gave it back to the first gamer. Grosvenor's got 3. No, he hasn't. He's missed everything. And it's taken on the last line, and it's taken by Jackson McMahon.
So McMahon, right back pocket with not much room to move, decides to go safety-wise towards north, spills through his hands, nicely done at ground level it was, and I reckon it could have been Gray who was in it, gave it to Butcher, standing start, left foot to within 20 metres, falls to the ground, kick around the body, falls in the arms of Traralgon in the goal square, and they play on, they do it nicely towards the outer side. In fact, the kick ended up being poor. The slippery conditions means the ball falls in the hands of O'Brien. Collison brings the ball to ground. That's where North is. Can he find a teammate? He can. Ambler under pressure. Back to Relgan, and they give ground, and they take the mark, and it's one McMahon who goes searching grandstand side. Can he find a teammate? The teammate is Reid. Grabs the ball. He's going to be caught holding it unless he can get it out, and he can't get it out. I don't think, no. The umpire says he couldn't. He tried to, but he just couldn't. So the tackle was a good one from Thomas Gray, who now gets possession, and he's going to play on with a short leg.
Well, he kicked it over the top of John Butcher's head. Hamilton came the other way, so did Tom McMahon. There's Hamilton again, gave it to Jackson McMahon. Does good work at ground level, does Big Tom. Gave it across to Little. He got slung down to the tackle. Reid now was on the end of it, kicks high. And the big ruckman Fleming for the Eagles will take the mark. It's not actually Eddie. He squares it in ball, and Hudson Holmes is in there. As the rain starts to get a little bit heavier. And Holmes now goes to true centre-half forward where Channing can mark. They got Petro over the top. They go to him. Yench will go back with a flight and get a fist on it, and he does. Did well. O'Brien was front and square. He had a fresh airy. So Yench said, I'll pick it up. I'll give it to Ewan. Williams, and Williams will give it to Collison.
Okay, Collison, as an experienced player, just takes the heat off the ball. His side is leading by 31 points. Traralgon 12 goals, 8. It's a total of 80. Mafra 7-7, that's 49. The ball comes now to North, almost in the centre of the ground. In fact, he is on the outer side, and he's got a runner to his left, and he uses that runner. That runner, I reckon, is number 21, which is Liam Farley. Plays on quickly, inside forward 50. Jakey Best out the back, can't take it. And it was either Best or Van der Warden, because as I say, from a distance,
well,
they're similar.
Van der Warden's on the bench, so it really will help.
It will be Best.
And
yeah.
Best is wearing green boots.
Indeed. The ball spills over the boundary line just to the right of the scoreboard.
Oh, sorry, I'm colourblind. I'm going by what Dale said. The yellow boots.
Yellow boots?
Yep, sorry.
All right, 30 metres from Traralgon goals. They're into attack, but Mafra's got some big numbers back there. Fleming, after a short boundary throwing, takes the ball, plays on quickly, and the Eagles want to turn defence into attack through Mitchie Bennett in defensive 50. His kick is a neat one and finds O'Brien, who's been busy. He in turn takes a risky kick. He went searching for his teammate in Adams, couldn't find that player at ground level. Collison, as you'd expect him to be, working hard in the packs. It spills into the hands of Mafra. They don't gain any yardage and or meterage. Depends if you're talking metric or not. It doesn't really matter because the ball's gone nowhere except in the hands of McMahon. That's Thomas, who kicks to within 20 metres, and they've got a big chance here, the Roosters, if they can get a handle on the ball through Best again. They cannot, because they've both been beaten by the boundary. 2 metres from Traralgon goals. We've played 23 minutes, and as I just told you, Traralgon lead by 1 more point than 5 goals. Guess what? That's 30. Yep, exactly.
Ball comes back in. Big thump out there was from Fleming. Tried to clear that congested area. Did nicely. Mitchie Bennett's in the back half now. Kicks around his body. Just missed O'Brien. Traralgon just look more desperate at the moment. Game on the line, and maybe even a season on the line for both these clubs. And Traralgon is standing up at the moment away from home. Here's McDonald. Handles back to Little. Goes in towards Williams. Does a little sidestep. Gets back onto the left foot. Kicks to the goal square. Best is there. He's got 2 to beat. And the spoil comes from the big ruckman. And we have a boundary throw in. 5 metres around from Traralgon's goal. 23, nearly 24 minutes gone.
It's just those missed opportunities by Mafra when they had it inside their 50. They really should have been able to score there and just to get themselves a bit more of a chance.
So Best does the ruck duty. Taps it down. Working hard was Collison, couldn't get it far. He got a handball out wide towards the direction of McDonald. Butcher, the 2-11s go at it, and the ball will have a secondary boundary throw in.
Every player is just about in the forward 50 of the ground. What is it? Yep, every player. There you go.
Forward half at least, Box, you're right.
Thanks for that, Scott.
Ball comes straight down the middle. No one's at ground level. Hudson Holmes said, I'll go try and get it, but the boundary line beats him again. Third stoppage within 30 seconds, Poppy.
Yeah, let's see if I can clear it out. Not renowned for clearing the ball out in busy positions.
You can clear the room, though.
I can. It doesn't take much either.
Yeah, it was half time as a great.
Just click the two, close the eyes. The ball thrown back in.
Couple of egg sandwiches, and away you go.
There we go. Okay, the boundary umpire may have just grit his teeth and closed his eyes, but he forgot to throw the ball in. He throws it in now, and it falls to the ground level. Nicely done. Fleming around the corner, finds Alexander, feeds it off. Nice tackle. Is it? No, too high. The tackle on Alex Carr was too high. Been one of the better players for the Eagles today, no question about that. Good hard unit who usually uses the ball well, but this is a 50-50 contest at best, and at ground level, guess what? Traralgon are going to be first there, but can they get a clean possession? They can't. Maffra hold it in. They're under all sorts of pressure. They trail, as we know, by 31 points. But Traralgon want to make it 37, and they're going to get their chance right now. A quick kick around the corner, looking for North. The kick off the ground has gone out of play in the full by Hudson Holmes, and I reckon North's going to get his chance. It'll take a beauty, but he is a beauty. And we saw the young fella from Maffra in the second quarter in Grosvenor who kicked the goal from almost the exact same position. And let's see if North can do the same. A lot more experience. That means nothing at the moment. A kick around the corner. I tell you what, he's done it. Your little beauty, his teammates say, as North puts the Roosters to better than a 6-goal lead.
I'd say it's one of those things where it's what you can do, I can do better. And he just actually banana kicked that one through North. So class prevails. Fantastic goal. It's a goal kick and pocket, that one there. So the goal they needed, they've put a real stranglehold in this game now.
Taking a 37-point lead almost into three-quarter time. 13-8-86 is the Traralgon score to Maffra 7-7-49. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Big moments for Monticello's this afternoon. Enjoy the popular Bilson's vodka slabs, only $99 as the ball's back in the middle. That could just about neatly be the seal. A 30-game-high 37-point margin. As Maffra got to find something late in this quarter. Ed Carr has it, sweeps our handball out towards Gray. Kick around his body to no one in particular. Picking it off there for the Maroons was Thomas McMahon. He went short to Corey Stockdale. He decided to square things up and find Jackson McMahon. He will just slow things up right in front of his coach's box. He chipped one short, just the required 15. And North says, let's just slow it up as well. And they want to go down the line. The inside 45 kick, only again 14.5 metres, goes to Ambler.
Just sucking the clock away.
Yeah.
They're just making sure that they take control before three-quarter time.
100%. Ambler goes down the line in the front spot. Hudson Holmes slips through his hands and goes back and wins it again off ground level. And the ruckman, the big fellow there in Fleming, was able to hold things up. So we've got a stoppage on the wing right in front of the social rooms. Rain falling here at the Maffra Showgrounds. And lights are on. Dark clouds have rolled in. Going to be a tough ask for Maffra in this last quarter if they're going to keep their season alive. They trail by 37 points. Holding the man free kick will go to the Eagles.
Scott, you've got the conditions as well now too. With this little bit of rain, makes the game a little bit more sloppy. It's just going to be one of those things that Traralgon have really got to do something out of the box to lose this one now.
So Jolly went to Adams, got it across out wide towards Bennett. He can mark and chip over the top to Channing. Did he get there? Coming the other way was Tom McMahon. And Channing and McMahon went bang, and Channing took the mark and hit the deck like a sack of... I won't repeat it. So Lockie Channing has it too far out to score.
Reckon you get that drink, Scott? Too much salt.
I'm not sure Sam's going to return. He's been very good all afternoon. Of course, he's been delivering food to the commentary box all afternoon. The young Maffra superstar in Sam Considine.
That Monticello's moment is sitting still right in front of that cheese plate.
I thought it was a bit too much for you to send out invitations to the family to have a lunch on you at the Maffra Footy Club today.
Yeah, well,
Come up here.
The Eagles, well, they had the advantage, had they? I'm not sure they should have taken it. Petro took the advantage and put it through for a minor score on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
6 straight goals the difference, and it's 13-8-86 to 7-8-50.
Celebrate with the McFamily at Macca's.
As Stockdale brings the ball back into play, Harrigan jumps high, slippery conditions, couldn't take the march. Butcher provides the body work, but the siren means that everyone gets a well-earned break at three-quarter time here at Maffra Showgrounds.
It's 13-8-86. The Maroons are leading Mappa 7-8-50 at three-quarter time, 36-point margin. It is Gippsland Live on TRFM, all for Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland.
Harvey Norman Furniture, Traralgon, Sale and Morwell make buying easy.
Spills to the front of the pack, nicely done by Traralgon. Have got the numbers around the contest again. A quick kick forward into space, open space, and the race is on, and Holmes does it nicely. Ends up eventually in the hands of Eadie, who kicks to within 30 metres, maybe 25. Again at ground level, Traralgon have got the numbers around the ball, but they're chasing at the moment. They're chasing Eagles. And Eagles' centering kick goes to Collison. Play on because the distance wasn't required, and he clears the area. Can he get the safety of the boundary line? He can't, and it's been picked up by Hutz, who goes searching for the corridor, but he doesn't find it.
No, Traralgon swoop on it. Corey Stockdale gave it over the top to one of Lee Stockdale. Now Williams has it. The build-up's been good. Can they find an inside target? Well, that was kicked out of fresh air from Ambler. It might come back the other way, though, because Reid had it, and he's got one on the wing area. Petro was there with North. A little toe poke in front of him. Now he tries to pick it up. Did well. Gave across to a teammate in Channing. A little chip kick went out in 5 metres and over for a boundary throw in 1.5 minutes in. I tell you what, just before we go on, you're really good at your special comments and the call, Poppy. Like, I know you said Boxer to do, you do the special comments as well, but he's done 2 jobs.
It wasn't even a comment, it was a bloody joke.
In fact, somebody, Matt Cummins is listening. We could save some money for the station and give to charity. The ball goes towards right half forward flank as Harrigan takes the ball over the boundary line at the intersection of forward 50 and boundary.
If I didn't come with Scud, I'd be going home right now.
Yeah.
Can I sit in the car? You're not coming home with me. Give me the keys.
The Isuzu Ute won't, we can put you in the tray. It'll be a bit wet, but I don't have a canopy on it at the moment. Might get that during the week. As ball comes back into play, knowing Thomas Gray had a fresh area from that stoppage. Ball still in dispute. Butcher picked it up, got ball to boot, goes inside forward 50, and he's been slung down after he kicked it. And it'll be downfield. The advantage was paid. I tell you what, Thomas Thatcher's claiming it. Are they going to pay the advantage? Yep, well, I'm not sure how they paid it. They did in the end. And now there's a bit of a scuffle in the forward line. You keep an eye on that.
No, and I reckon too, Scud, that John Butcher's come up second best there. He's just waving that right shoulder, just going back to the middle of the ground as well. But, yeah, look, the eyebrows are raised after that one as well. And then I don't know.
Well, that's another free kick. That's another free kick goal, isn't it?
It is, and it's unfortunate that it's 8 of our goals today have come from free kicks.
And the Harvey Norman Computer Scoreboard has a 30-point margin in Traralgon's favour. We've played 3 minutes in the final quarter. Traralgon 13-8-86, leading Mafra 8-8-56.
If the Eagles can get a goal here, all of a sudden you might see a spring in their step as Butcher flies high, but he's beaten in the ruck work by Hamilton. Another free kick behind play. Mafra's way it goes.
The non-officiating umpire called that one as well.
He did, so Mafra go forward. Butcher's going to get on the end of it, and he does, and he's a thumping kick as well. Gets rid of one, handballs to his right, almost blindly knowing that Dylan Alexander was there. They need a winner right now. They've got the chance from a standing start. I reckon it could be Tommy Jolly who kicks. And he kicks a goal! And all of a sudden, that spring in the step that we spoke about will happen right now because all of a sudden they believe against the odds they're half a chance.
It's on again here, Petro, and I can't pick up the Traralgon player, but they're coming from everywhere to get involved.
It's been going on for a little while on that forward line, but another goal to Mafra though, Paul.
Bringing the margin back to 24 points. We've only played 4 minutes in the final quarter, and it's now 9-8-62 Mafra, Traralgon 13-8-86 on the Harvey Norman Computer Scoreboard.
Is it one of those things where the message may have been, it's all or nothing, throw everything at it, and then rubbish everything at it?
But you got to take a player back, I reckon, and have a little extra player in that defensive 50, at least one.
Well, it'll be Carr and Butcher in the middle of the ground. And Butcher thumped it forward. Coming off half back there is Ambler. Got stolen away from O'Brien. Quick handball, here they go. Alexander put it towards the half forward flank area. Driven into the ground. No free kick. They're going to let it play, you'd think, here from the umpires. Working hard at ground levels north. They jump on top of him and we have a stoppage. Half forward flank. This has got a little bit of spice in it.
Well, the umpires have been playing free kicks all day long, and I reckon they just let 3 or 4 go there, and as a result O'Brien, who wears the headgear, is getting up the worse for wear, although he did go in fairly vigorously himself.
I think it's Gray.
Thomas Gray is who's getting up last, so Thomas Gray looks like he's feeling a little bit worse for wear, holding the back of his head.
Maybe I can stay on just to tell you who the players are.
Yeah, that would be handy.
Hamilton got high. Got his tap down. O'Brien was there, squeezed a handball out towards the run. That was from McIntosh over the boundary or over the shoulder. And they get a little bit of niggle again, and the free kick will go in the way of Ed Carr. Half-forward flank build-up. There's Ed Carr, right foot, dumps it towards the top of the 50. Big pack will form, big spoil. Over the back, Renoir nearly got on the end of that one. And he's got some wheels, so Renoir looks to be flicked from back to forward, Boxer.
And he comes to Mafra from Gippsland Power as a forward. He's found his niche, obviously down across that half-back line, but he can also deploy a little bit of pace inside 50 and just mix it up a little bit.
Let's see if Butcher can take this out of the ruck and have a go. He taps it down, does the right team thing. Can he find a winner? He tries. Got a couple of Mafra players fighting hard at ground level. They're first to the ball, and that's important. But at the moment, the best they can do is get a 50-50. It keeps the ball in their area, and that's what they need to do. They trail by just 24 points. That's 4 straight goals, but they're doing all the attacking. As a free kick is paid, and it's got to go Traralgon's way, and didn't they need that? It'll go the way of the big ruckman, one of the better players in Thomas Hamilton for the Maroons. He'll take his time and just try again to take the heat off this game. He'll come grandstand side with the boundary just a few metres away. Can he find a winner? He can't. Again, Mafra under pressure, finding room to move, and O'Brien's got that room. He centres the ball in the corridor and he finds a teammate in Alexander. Not sure that it was premeditated, but it doesn't really matter. He just needs to find winners. Alexander to the top of the square, free kick to Traralgon way, play on's a call, and a 50, and it would have been a goal to Mafra if the free kick wasn't initially there. But guess what? The free kick was there.
I don't think the 50 was there. The kick, obviously a goal, was at the same time, or just even a split second after the whistle was blown, so the player hasn't got a chance to even stop.
And it makes a big difference now, because once they had the Collison had the goals just 10 metres behind him, and now he's 60 metres from home. In fact, the play you will see is Lee Stockdale with the ball at centre half back and just directing the troops with all but 2 players of his teammates behind him, one of which is injured. We'll tell you more about that later as he lets go of a big torpedo towards half-forward flank. Carr at ground level is held ball and all. At right half-forward flank, Traralgon into attack, leading by 4 goals. As we see Yench coming off after feeling the effects of possibly that high tackle, and young McMahon will make his way back onto the field.
Certainly hard to see what's the issue there with Yench, but he's hunched over, shoulders are strapped. To keep an eye on that one for us, Boxer. The ball goes to the wing area, but we'll have another stoppage, and right on the wing, Mafra have kicked the opening goal, the opening 2 goals, of the final quarter through Jolly and Thatcher, and they press again. Ball comes out, Connor Little was back there across half-back, got it out wide to the run of Johnson. His kick goes down the line, and Geishan just held his strength and won the mark on the wing. So Mafra are all pressing, they're all or nothing at the moment. Gives it off to Danny Butcher. He drives it inside towards Petro, goes back with one hand, couldn't mark it with Zurigan, comes to ground level. Back there is Johnson, closing quickly. The big strong tackle on the line was from Thatcher, and he pushed his opponent through for a minor score. And on your Harvey Norman's computers, Gippsland scoreboard, 8.5 minutes gone, final quarter.
It is 9-9-63 to Traralgon, 13-8-86. One at that point will be crucial near the end of the final.
Yeah, time will tell, but at the moment, every score from Mafra is an important one, isn't it? As the kick from Hamilton out of defensive 50, all too easily taken by James Hutz. Just outside forward 50, it's Mitchie Bennett with the ball, who usually a good user of it, and guess what? This is no exception. Finds his teammate possibly in Thatcher. But no, 45 metres out from goals. Mafra, it might be Lachlan Channing, in fact, who feeds off to Bennett, and from 50 he makes 40. That's not enough, is it? 10 metres short. Corey Stockdale gets it out of defence. I tell you what, they're under all sorts of pressure. Collison comes in to lend a hand, a kick around the body, gets it outside of the defensive 50, but I've said it again, and I'll probably say it again and again, because James Reid has the ball. They play on quickly. They need a winner right here, and could Butcher be the man? Butcher is the man! Who marks with hands outstretched in front. 10 metres out from goal. 23 points up. It could be 17. We could have a game in our hand, boys.
Yeah, that kick coming from Hudson Holmes. It was a great kick. Got it right in the perfect spot there for John Butcher.
So Butcher now directly in front. Can be a little bit wayward at times, but not this time. They need all of their players giving a little bit, and those little bits will add up to a whole lot. And a whole lot says what, Paul Carter?
It's a 17-point lead to Traralgon. We've played 10 minutes of the final quarter. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard has Mafra on 10-9-69. from 9 inside 50s. Traralgon on their three-quarter time score of 13.886 because they haven't been inside 50.
Well, it's been the best football they've played all game, and they've managed to get 3 goals in a row. We have game on, absolutely. Season on the line, both clubs. Mafra desperate to stay in touch with the top 5. Traralgon, after a loss last week to the Tigers, desperate to stay in touch with Druin inside the 5 at the moment. Loser, you'd think, goes home, Box.
Yeah, they're playing a spare man 2 down back as well, so Traralgon are really... They're in this position, last week where they really went to quiet to Morwell as well, so it's starting to reoccur again.
Well, they win the clearance through. Ed Carr got it to centre half forward. Coming through the other direction, Traralgon free kick will go in the way of Connor Ambler.
And maybe that message was put to them at three-quarter time, remembering the last time they met and they outscored them by, 7 goal last quarter, like Paul said. So maybe that's been, ringing in their ears as well.
So Ambler went short to Neocleus. He kicks it high towards half-forward flank. The gold gum tree is in the direction. Front spot was Holmes. He'll win the free kick for being in the front. Traralgon won't like it, but it was over the shoulder.
Someone's down and not in a good position at all. In fact, Mafra have called for help as well, so I'm not sure who the player could be. It's not Lucky. I can see him standing.
Lucky's got the hammy, so he was out for a little while, but he's just got up and walked away. So
actually, is Lucky. Lucky's gone back out there with that hamstring issue, and he has had a shocking afternoon, hasn't he? But he's okay. He's up and about.
Inch has got a left shoulder, Scud.
All right.
Left shoulder.
And he's got a right one as well. So the Hudson home kick goes down the line.
It doesn't matter what I've done.
Kicks around the body, goes towards centre half forward. Nice mark. This time it's from Gray. Drives it inside forward 50. Puts it again. He's in the spot. Can't quite mark it. Front and square. Tries to squeeze a handball out. Did Channing. Can't get a handle on it. Connor Little did well for the Maroons. Got it back out. Went in the direction of Jackson McMahon. He wants the boundary. He's looking. He goes to ground. Can't find it. North comes in to help. Kicks around his body. And in the front spot is James Hutz. And Mafra pressing every opportunity inside forward 50's building, and Hutz blasts away. Butcher's the target again, and Butcher's got it.
What do they say? The tall players don't get any shorter later in the game, do they, Poppy?
No, they don't, Nick. They do not. In fact, I think if anything, he's got taller.
Well, John Butcher is absolutely torn apart in the last quarter. The margin sits at 17 points. It was 36 at three-quarter time. We've got a blood rule. Hudson Holmes comes off. Lockie Channing will be the one to go on. Might even be Thatcher. So Butcher gets time to just assess this particular shot on goal.
I'm not sure if Harrigan is marking Butcher. If he's not, he needs to.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be the difference.
45-degree angle. 45 metres out. Probably kick it from about 40 in the end. So distance won't be the problem. Over the years there's been accuracy, but his last goal was a good one. He comes in to get the margin to 11, and Butcher wants it come right to left, and it doesn't. It's away to the right. It's a minor score.
Taking that from the 10-70, trailing by 16 points, trailing 13.886, and the inside 50s are 11-0 this quarter.
What's the other press doing, Boxer?
Yeah, they're playing pretty high up here too. I just love the way that they keep pressing forward, Mafra, and they're just gone man on man. Planning to pull forward, Butcher into the ruck's been a magnificent move.
Kind of little risky kick, but geez, great skills finds McMahon left back pocket. All 36 players in one half of the ground. That sort of gives you an indication of what Mafra are about. It's all or nothing at this stage. Traralgon just need to get a goal, and you'd reckon that'll be enough. Now a 50-metre penalty, yet another one, which I'm not sure what it was for, but it really doesn't matter. They don't need to rush this either. They just need to find their way through, and they'll have the chance to do it. I'm not sure if that's the right way. North, the kick was just 15 metres, if that's what it was supposed to be. I think it was more like 10, but North took the mark. Just short of grandstand side wing. He'll go along the line, or will he? No. A nice, neat kick, clever kick, but risky move. Finds Lee Stockdale, who again encourages his charges to take their time. They'll go looking for Van der Warden, I'd say, and also Hamilton. Hamilton's got the sit and gets 1-2. Play on, come off hands. He's good enough to get a quick kick, and it might fortuitously go out of play. It does, courtesy of a good take by Jake Best, who took his Mafra opponent over the line, that Mafra opponent being James Reid, and they're 25 metres from their goals are Traralgon, leading by just 16 points.
You'll be reviewing the game after whoever wins this one too in regards to those free kicks in front of goals, how critical they're going to be for this game.
Well, Hamilton and Butcher take the ruck duties. Butcher did well. North at ground level got tackled by two Maffra opponents. We'll have a ball up 45 metres out from Traralgon's goal. As we said, 15 and a half minutes gone. It's been all Maffra. They've kicked 3 goals in the last quarter. They trailed by 36 points, and now it's down to 16. The ball gets transferred towards me. Here's Cade Renoy, got a bit of pace. Just kicks to open space. Does it sit up for Petro? He taps it there at the top of the 50. Corrigan does well. Gathered it, handball over the top to Stevenson. He just handballed to no one. He heard a voice. It was Connor Little. He goes backwards to Stockdale, and Maffra spoil it. 2 defenders over the boundary line. Boundary throw in right in front of the Maffra faithful as they cheer their troops on. They know the season's on the line. They trail by 16 points on your Saturday afternoon right here on TRFM. Here's Rob Popperstone.
Right half forward, Vanderwater in the rack. Butcher wings comfortably. Collison goes searching for the boundary, gets on the wrong side of that boundary. In fact, it was Lee Stockdale's kick that went out of play in the full. The free kick will go the way of Tom Jolly from Maffra. Just short of right half forward. He's just short. His side, he's also short by 16 points. It's not a margin too far though, even though we've played 16 minutes. There's still time as they go inside forward 50. Important play here. Collison again at ground level gets out a handball. But the player to which he gave it up, and then Collison comes in and says take 2. And they get the ball out of 50 again. Nicely done by Hudson Holmes. His head's bandaged as well. Good tackle by Farley. The game's on. Free kick too high. Goes Maffra's way. Times are desperate, and Lachlan Channing is one of those desperate players. From right half forward flank, kicks to within 20 metres. They need a win right here, and that man does it again. Butcher's got the game by the scruff of the neck.
And he's
threatening to knock it out. Butcher on the slightest of angles will kick from 35 metres to put his side to within 2 straight kicks of winning this game. 16 points down. Slight angle, distance no problem, accuracy no problem. He put it through.
That's not quarter, that's not even a sovereignty, that one. To the listeners out there, but that's a fantastic goal, and he's still carrying that right shoulder, and to be marking overhead the way he has, he's been knocked about, but he has led the way this whole quarter. Isn't it funny too, from my point of view, there was 2 Maffra teammates there trying to get the handball, knowing that the importance of this kick, but he said, nah, I'll do it, steady head, goal. Fantastic stuff.
Just 10 points the difference now at the 18-minute mark of the final quarter. The Harvey Norman computer scoreboard says Maffra now up to 11-10-76. Traralgon still on their 3-quarter time score of 13-8-86.
Well, here we go. Big moments for Monticello's. Last quarter, 18 minutes gone. They win the clearance, but only as far as half forward. Here's Carr. Quick kick by Ed. Inside forward 50. Petro shoved his opponent out. Cade Renoy was there. Nicely done. Goes to ground. Does Tom McMahon. No, said the umpire. Play on. Petro shuffles it out. At ground level, working hard was Gray. Now some numbers help for the Malones. Threw out there by Collison. Umpire didn't see it. Best has come up the ground to try and help as well. But Maffra are more desperate. Adams kicks around his body. Where's Butcher? There he is. Can't quite mark it. Take on the tackler with Stevenson. Handballed out. And they've called a sling tackle. And it's going to get on the way of Stevenson.
Jeez, we've had a few of those today, haven't we?
Yep. Inside defensive 50. Stood tall.
And 50s.
And 50 metre penalties, you're right. Not on this occasion though. Stevenson handballs to play on to Lee Stockdale. Kicks it high towards the wing area. McDonald might fly. Couldn't quite get a good jump at it. Quick kick by Hudson Holmes. It's going to come back. The marking there was Gray. Handballed across to O'Brien. Inside forward 50. Missed the target going in. And taking that one was Corey Stockdale.
He goes towards the outer side. I reckon that player could be Harrigan, but unsure. Maybe it's gone a little deep inside defensive 50. Just needs to settle. Can he feed off? And he can towards north. In fact, Jackson McMahon. The sun's shining brightly now. The rain stopped. The sunshine is out, and the ball is over the boundary line. Left half forward flank. Maffra into attack after trailing by better than 6 or 7 goals at 3-quarter time. They're within 10 points. Can you believe it? They played 19 minutes, ticking over towards 20. 6 minutes to go, you'd think. 10 points the difference.
Every quarter's gone 29-30.
Okay, 9 minutes to go.
Wow.
With 2 goals needed for Maffra. Traralgon with the ball, and they edge it forward towards the outer side wing.
Yeah, Reid was in the front spot. Best fell over the top of him. Ball goes towards the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in. As we said, we've ticked into time on now. Paul Carter thinks it will go somewhere between the 28-29 minute mark. As the first couple of quarters have gone, we've had 4 goals kicked in this quarter, all by the Maffra Eagles. We've got a boundary throw in, far side, front spot there was Hamilton, tapped it down nicely to Collison. He got a boot to ball, goes to ground, Hudson Holmes couldn't quite mark it. This could be Traralgon's chance. They've got one back though, so the numbers favour Maffra. Channing though left it behind. Lee Stockdale went to ground and dragged it in. The umpire said no opportunity, and we'll ball it up.
Yeah, Traralgon thrown a spare back just to try and defend this lead right now.
The ball goes up again for the umpire, tapped down again by Hamilton. Ewan Williams won the clearance, got it to Lee Stockdale, and another sling tackle. You talk about those all day, Boxer. The advantage was paid. Collison got it out wide to Reid. 55 metres out. North is there. He chips over the top. It's 3-on-1. Best is the one. Couldn't win it. Hutt was there. In towards Hudson Holmes. They got some time. Winston Geeshan. Can the Eagles rebound and accelerate across half-back? And the kick finds Andrew Petro for the Eagles. His short kick though to Butcher. Neokley has swarmed on him. Butcher wants the boundary. Neokley wants to keep it in. Fumbled at the crucial stage. Channing came in and tackled him over. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 21 and a half minutes gone. It's a 10-point margin, Poppy.
It is indeed. A goal for Maffra. Very much game on, game in the balance. A goal for Traralgon. You'd say game over. Important play right here. Left half forward flank. Traralgon into attack. A short boundary throw in. Nicely done by the Maffra ruckman. They work it out. Carr overruns the ball. Nicely done by Ambler. His kick smothered. Desperation taken high. Free kick Maffra. Caught him high, and I tell you what, that could be 50 as well. They've done it all day, but why not now?
Yep.
Right half-back flank, Maffra, they go short, and they go looking for and finding Hudson Holmes, who wants 50. Probably, rather than looking for 50, probably need to move the ball quickly.
Yep.
So Hudson Holmes now with the ball goes towards the corridor. He's got a good target there, but not being able to mark the ball. He should have, mind you, was Petro. Dropping the ball against Maffra will go Traralgon's way to North. So North will just importantly try to find a teammate. And in front of him is 34 of the 36 players on the ground. He'll come towards the boundary where the lead from Ambler was a good one. Ambler now will go along the boundary line, you'd say. But I tell you what, there's not many options there. No, he goes short where he finds beautifully Truth Benone, North. So they've gone from North to Ambler back to North.
Maffra has the man up now.
Yeah, they have to, because they're just going to try and milk the clock all the way now.
So North has it half-forward flank, goes towards the boundary line. They'll be happy with a boundary throw-in or a mark. Neither's coming at the moment. Collison was there. He might be just pushing this one over, and he does. Experience done. And again, Max Lucky is down. And he's had a tough afternoon as Max Lucky.
I think they need to take Lucky off, to be honest, because he's been anything but lucky today, hasn't he? He's been down on the ground a couple of times, and he's. I think this is very similar to his situation just 10 minutes ago in this same quarter.
The call for the stretcher.
So
from the umpire.
I think the decision to leave him on might be questionable as well, because you called correctly, Scott. It looked as though he'd done a hamstring earlier in this game. They put him back on. He fell to the ground once, and now he's fallen again. And
yeah, that one over the far side of the ground too. Every player was put their arms up, really worried about him, and he got to his feet, but maybe...
Well, he's going to get to his feet again, I think. And
one-time cookie.
He's been belted from pillar to post, but I think that could just about be his day. As it stands at the moment, 24 minutes with a couple of little extra time. He's got some claret coming out of his nose at the moment here. And we've gone 24. This might go a little bit longer now, you'd think. So we're looking to go maybe into the 30-minute mark.
Have Traralgon replaced him already, have they? They couldn't have.
Yeah, they have.
He's gone on the ground.
Right.
Blood rule?
Yeah, it is a blood rule.
Okay.
Yep. They might just wait for him to come off, though. As the boundary umpire is just waiting. Are they going to bring him straight off, or they want to go through the interchange?
Yeah, I've been taking him straight off.
Umpire's telling him to go straight off. Then again, if they want to waste some time and just take the head out of the game, I guess take the long option.
That's right.
The safe option for the player is to take him straight off.
Yep. So 10-point margin, all set. They've probably got about 5 minutes to go. Mafra needs something out of the box here. A big thump there from Fleming from the stoppage. Carr got his head over the football. Can't quite extract the footy out as Collison jumped on him. And we'll have a ball up 55 metres out from Traralgon's attacking goal. As Carr, always the last one up off the back of the pack. Fleming does work against Van Warden. Hand on it was Van Warden. Front and square there was Collison. Had a fresh airy. Got slung down into the tackle as well. No one can really get it now. It's Collison's turn to put a tackle on. Carr got jumped in the back and Alex Carr wins the free kick. So we know he's a thumpy kick. He's going to square it up. They got some space on the outer side. And they got the overlap. Hudson Holmes has it. He can get it out to Adams. They've got another one further afield. He can get there. It's Bennett. Decides to come back inboard though. Now he eventually gets out towards Bennett. On the wing. He marks on his chest. The build-up. Is Butcher the target? No. They decide to go the other way. And it's all slow at the moment for the Eagles as Bennett waits and now delivers to Channing. Half forward flank, open forward line. Cade Renoy presents. It's out the back. The target. And the big ruckman Hamilton was not paid the mark. No, he wasn't in the end. It will be a stoppage. Inside now, Mafra's forward 50. They trail by 10 points.
They had Butcher too sit in the goal square, big John Butcher, and just couldn't get that. It's just so late in the gunner couldn't get the kick to him.
No, he tries to thump the ball forward, but a quick kick out of defence by Traralgon goes in the direction of Farley, who gathers valuable meterage before he finds the boundary, all of which is what he wanted. So Mafra still 80 metres from home, 26 and a half minutes gone. They trail by 10 points. They need a goal in the next 60 seconds to be any chance to seal this game. The ball at left half forward flank for them at the moment. Thrown back in. Fleming puts it over his head, looking for a teammate. Can't find anyone. Daniel Reid was in there fighting hard. They need to cause a turnover. They have. Can they find a teammate? They can't. Here they go. A quick kick forward. This is danger time for Traralgon. Ambler settles. Goes towards the boundary. Farley down the line. Can he find a teammate? He can't. In fact, they paid the free kick. It'll go the way of Hudson Holmes.
He's played well today.
He's been very good, Hudson Holmes. Outer side wing, play on is the call. Kicks to within 50 metres, front of the pack. No, they need a winner right here, Mafra, and they appear to have the numbers around the ball. Coming in was Collison and doing what he should do, forced himself under the contest. But it's only going to go forward to Traralgon before it bounces back. Consequence of an easy kick. Can he find a teammate? He can. It's Thomas Gray, just short of right half forward flank, inboard to Bennett. And Bennett needs to really push back and really kick long quickly to Butcher.
He does.
Hurry up.
And he goes short. Okay, from here they've got to play on and kick long now. And they play on and kick long now. Butcher's the target. Jumps high, can't take. Hurrigan finds the boundary 5 metres from Mafra's goals. Minutes to spare. Traralgon up by 10 points.
It's going to be a real tough one here to win it from now. I think Traralgon have just done enough to hold Mafra off, but
in some ways this is still going to feel like a loss for Traralgon.
And it probably will, because if Mafra bought this all day, then wouldn't have been in this position in the first place.
Well, can they get something from the stoppage? Can't be too long to go, you would think. And we've got another stoppage. Carr was the last one up off the pack. 28 and a half minutes gone. We reckon it will go 30 though. They need something from here. Butcher and Hamilton. Over the top was Hamilton. Clean is the order of the day, and a clean pick up by Renault. He couldn't quite get boot to ball. We'll have a boundary throw in again. Vital minutes and seconds tick away. As Mafra got one last. A lot of these players out on their feet. It's been a fairly, well, it's not heavy, but it's certainly soft underfoot. And they'll be feeling it tonight. Ball comes back into the field. Butcher grabs it out of the ruck, then lost it. Tried to crash the other way. As the Mafra player looked to be Renoy, and it will be another stoppage. In fact, it was Channing, the last one up off the back of that pack, so they'll do it again. This time Butcher tried to clear the area. Strong tackle again by Channing, and these repeat stoppages in the favour of the Maroons, you'd think, Pop.
Yeah, indeed. They're 30 metres out. They've thrown everything they could. Is it going to fall short as Hamilton flies high? There's a free kick. Mafra's way.
Butcher.
It's going to go to Butcher again now, so he needs to have a kick for goal very quickly. At the same time, he needs to take enough time to make sure he converts, because he's short on time and he's short on points. So from a 45-degree angle, his hardest kick of the afternoon.
Not the right side for him, is it?
No, it's not.
Right to left.
He's been okay today, kicking wise, been okay. He kicks from 40 metres out, and unfortunately it goes right to left, but nowhere near enough, so a minor score.
9-point margin now in Traralgon's favour. It just ticked on 30 minutes right this moment. It's 11-11, 77 Maffra, 13-8, 86 Maffra.
Long and to the boundary would be the order. Lee Stockdale goes that way, kept it in. The field of play to Corey. Stockdale was over the mark. And you'd think he'll slow things up. Can't be long to go. 2 minutes to go, apparently. Who knows? As they go backwards to Connor Ambler. He looks to go down the line with a high kick. In the front spot there was Fleming. Couldn't quite mark it for Maffra. Ground with lots of numbers around the ball. The umpire has no option to ball it up. Just got the message from the Traralgon runner then that maybe 2 minutes to go. They're not sure, but that's still enough time for Maffra, you'd think.
Well, you'd think they need to go 14 goal, within seconds, because not only do they need one, they need two.
Yep.
And at the moment, the ball's on the outer side wing in Traralgon desperately. In fact, both sides have got all their players around the ball, not allowing either side to get any momentum as the ball's thumped forward by Fleming, but he can't find a clear passage for a teammate. Spills out. Collison lets it go, and now Traralgon through Connor Little will try to find some room, but again they find the boundary. That's as good as a possession at this stage because it actually wastes precious seconds.
Yeah, I don't think
This finish just brings that double goal back into conversation.
Does it ever?
And I don't think Timmy Sexton was telling you there was 2 minutes to go either.
No, not a thing. The 31 and a half minutes have gone. We've had a couple of stoppages. We can't think there'll be too much to go, though. 1 minute was the call. As they get a handball out to Traralgon, they're on the half-back flank. They now get it towards the wing area. Going back with the flight nicely was the big ruckman in Fleming. He's got to thump his right foot into it, and he does so. Centre half forward. Maffra need a mark. Spoil there was from Connor Little. Here goes Hamilton, tries to pick it up off the deck, and he does so. He gave it to North. He got it out. There's tap towards the boundary. Hamilton sold the candy. The siren sounds, and the Maroons win it by 9 points in the end. And they held on. They didn't kick a score in the final quarter. They were 7-8 at three-quarter... they were 13-8 at three-quarter time, and they finished on 13-8. It was enough, though, as they win by 9 points. Traralgon 13-8-86 have defeated Maffra, and you'd just about say that the season is all done now for the Eagles. They won't be able to make finals. 11-11-77 the Eagles, and 9-point margin. We're going to send Poppy down into the rooms to try and get one of the Traralgon boys up to have a chat in our post-game. And of course, we'll go through all the key stats from today's game, and a big game it was, and a great game of football as well. Wrapping things up after the break, you've been listening to Gippsland Live on TOFM. It was the Maroons winning by 9 points, and that's all for Harvey Norman Electrical.
Harvey Norman Bedding Gippsland's adjustable bed frame clearance